Cool. Okay. I guess we begin then.
Yes,
Who wants to talk first, or do you want me to?
you talk first.
Great. Because I kind of had an order for things. I figured we'll start with the shortest thing first. Story information that you guys got. What story beats did y'all hit?
Okay, so
Yeah, you go first. Go.
let me tell you this, Kupo. I didn't get anything.
Oh, well,
Let me tell you about the snowball fight at the beginning of that game that I saw
Do it.
5 times. It's a snowball fight, and it's fun, I guess. I don't know.
This is
Yeah,
snowball fight.
As far as I got into the actual story, as I got to the point where I got to a mountain.
Oh God!
I never actually really got
You
past
never
that
made it
part.
past the mountain.
No, I gave up. I gave up. I have
Oh.
I have my game over count is officially 7.
You kept track.
Yes, because it was funny. After the third one, I was like, I'm gonna need to keep track. This is
I've only ever gotten 2 game overs across every time I've ever played that game.
so. Let me tell you something. I'm pretty fucking stupid.
Did you get your magic people to use magic right?
Yes,
Okay, good.
I started using magic, but I'm just not my strategery is not good enough to not die.
That's fair.
You're not beating people with
My
sticks
strategic prowess is so bad that you could give me a nuke and I'll still somehow fuck it up.
anymore. Drop it on the wrong country.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so you got to the mountain. That means your brother read the book.
Yes.
Wheelchair boy did his deal.
Yes.
And the world
book
changed.
happened. The world changed, and
You got to see Mute's disappointment of a father.
Yes.
Yeah.
I envy that man's hair. I would rock that do if I had it.
Yeah, I got product development division 4%. What kind of a
What?
What are you talking about?
4%.
The opening credits, usually have like
yeah.
Treyarch presents or it's product development division 4.
Yeah.
That just made me laugh. What?
So then you woke up in Ivalice, but it's a country, not a town.
Yes.
And
whose
you
laws are dictated by a game you play.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to know why the law? Because I know both of you had some run-ins with the law.
Wait a minute.
I actually didn't. I didn't get arrested. I followed the rules. I never got fucked by the rules. Surprisingly, the rules were always like, we don't need to fuck this man. He's fucking himself over so much that every rule is don't use this specific magic power that you do not have. It's like, thank you, game.
I know. So you got through that fight with the Bangas, and please don't get us
the what?
The Banga, Bangaa. Call them lizards.
I don't remember. Lizards. Yeah,
they get really mad about
called them
that.
snake lizards. Yeah,
I noticed.
Because that's racism.
Opening to the
calling them lizards
fight
is kind of like using some unsavory words on different types of people.
Lizard is the N-word of Final Fantasy.
For them, yeah.
Sweet.
Like, they don't get mad out of in context where it's like, oh yeah, you point at like an actual gecko or something. That doesn't make them mad. It's when you call them that.
So more appropriately, lizard is the spook of Final Fantasy. Where there's plenty of context where it's fine, but there's a couple where you should definitely not use that.
Yes.
Cool.
So you got to the mountain, which is this guy got his book stolen, like a book that he was writing. And the thieves that did it were on that mountain, and the guy who recruited them is kind of pissed off because they grabbed the wrong book. And you just went to stop them. Like, you probably would have never dealt with them if they were actually good at their job. But
This
it's
is
okay
sounding more and
because
more
those
like
thieves
the
got
never-ending
away
story.
because you're bad at strategy.
Yeah.
Lad, I know you got a little further than that.
The last story mission I remember doing was that. Well, no, I did the winter one with the zombies and the.
Yeah, you helped the Professor Augie, I think his name was.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name.
I already feel like I've been left out. There's fucking zombies in this
Yeah,
game.
there is.
And
They're fun.
ghosts.
They're
Cool.
great to fight against. You would have had a really fun time.
Too bad the red dogs kept fucking me in the ass.
Just wait. You totally didn't even get to the blue dog.
Oh no. It's funny. The red dogs actually wasn't what got me because that's the first actual fight. Second actual fight were just against fucking healers. That's what fucking got me.
You
like,
you gotta take out the healer first.
Yeah, well, I would if they wouldn't take out my healer first. Because they have the same plan. The thing is, they have 3 of them, and I've got 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So it's a little easier for them to fuck me over.
So, do you want me to kind of cover what you guys missed and sort of sum up what's up?
Yes. Give us a quick breakdown of this game.
Can I ask a quick question?
Go for it.
So, in Final Fantasy Land, is Brother still paraplegic or does he get legs?
Well, that's a real good question. That doesn't get answered until near the end of the game.
Oh, what?
Your brother Doned, Doned? I don't know. I'm saying Doned. That's how I've always said it.
Dome.
He gets legs. So basically, this world is perfect to everyone except for the main character. So, shortly, like, the mission right after the one you guys last did with the story, you run into that red-haired chick, Ritz.
Mm-hmm.
So here in this world, not only is she a complete badass with, a girl to fight with her, her red hair is also natural. Because that's her big thing. Is, the white hair and having to dye it. That really messed with her. So she's got natural red hair, and that's totally her favorite part besides being able to kick monster ass. You help her with a fight, and you're like, hey, I didn't think anyone else was here. Let's try to go back home. And she goes, why would I ever want to do that? Are you stupid? Then, fast forwarding a little, there starts to be distortions in the world where, like, portals basically open up, and you end up in sub-dimensions where you fight, like, boss monsters, called totemas. They kind of hold the world together. And then you find out Mute, that, getting rock in the face little bitch boy, he's a prince in this world. And you learn that he's writing all the laws. Because his mother,
so I have him to thank.
His mother's the queen, who is not dead now, and his dad is the captain of the judges, and they both do whatever he says. So he's the reason the law system is as fucked up as it is and changes every day.
Okay.
You meet him, and he goes, what are you doing? Why are you destroying my world? And you're like, I want to go home. And he goes, great, you're a criminal now. Boom. You're now on the run. You end up going into these places called Jaggeds, Jagd. There's no judges there, no laws, but if you die, it's permanent, kind of like Fire Emblem. You run, you do a couple more boss fights, and run into your brother, who's a soldier guy. And I don't know how at this point the main character doesn't go, maybe I shouldn't turn the world back. There's monsters. My friends are happy. My brother can walk and isn't sick anymore. Nah, I'm gonna go back with the whole turning the world back thing still.
It's funny. Every sentence you explain, it reminds me of another thing that I know. So like that fucked up, like, why are you trying to change this? It seems like everyone's better. That's like a Wonder Woman 84 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like you have to unwish all your wishes because all of you did it out of spite. It's like there's a kid who just wished for his grandma to not have cancer. That absolutely is happening. And you're like, but no, child, the truth is beautiful. You're lying to yourself. It's like, no, there's plenty of people who's like, I wish my wife didn't die in that horrible car accident.
It's like, oh, look at that. His mom's dead. She's relentlessly bullied. He has no legs. This world fixes all that. And still you're sitting here like, I just want to kind of go home and not let my brother walk again and sleep in our shared upstairs bedroom. And watch people bully my new friend. That's what I want to do instead of living in a fantasy world where I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Ruin everyone's lives.
The game tries to kind of pull a twist at the end, like, oh, it really was evil, and yeah, because you fight the not real mom of this guy. She turns into like a weird demon-y, if I remember right, because I did not remake it to the end of the game, but if I remember right, she gets like a kind of outfit. But she's like, I am actually evil, and I am manipulating him and everyone. Haha! And so they try to make you justified in wanting to turn the world back, but like, I wouldn't. I'm serious. Like, even if one of you guys
kill that, and then you're good.
Like, even if one of you guys ended up turning into one of them new Mao or even a Sikh or something, like, I'm sorry, you're stuck like that. I'm not going back.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and it's funny going back to that, like everything you explained, because I hadn't seen it. It's just making me think of other things. That mom that turns into something. I'm like, that's just Coraline.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is Coraline. What the fuck?
Yeah, you find this other world where everything seems to be good except for the main character, and the mom turns into a terrifying monster.
Yeah.
This is Coraline.
Uh-oh.
But this game happened first. So Coraline, we found your what you were stealing. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Yeah, there we go. I found pictures of what she looks like before and after she's evil. And I'll just pop those into images real quick.
Oh, I forgot I made that.
So here's her good.
MILF bait, okay.
And then this is what she turns into.
MILF bait, okay.
Yeah, really.
Also, Mute gets like the dumbest haircut ever.
That I like how evil is just she's the same, but she's in red. And
it's like a quaffing.
Different
she's got Freddy Krueger hand and a scythe, and she doesn't have a dress, keeping those legs hidden.
Showing your thighs is evil.
This is what that bullied kid ends up doing with his hair in this world.
You know what? If you can't get bullied because you're the fucking king, why not? Why fucking not?
He's also holding a teddy bear.
Hell yeah.
Was
that a keyboard on his?
No, that's
telephone.
That's what's called fantasy armor. It does nothing, but it's there.
Like all the belts they normally have.
Yeah, it's like the belts. You guys also missed out on meeting Ezel Burbir, who is like the only person in this world who goes, fuck this. And he made cards that basically say, oh, look, that's a law. I don't like that law. Get rid of it. And the judge just has to listen to it. Because he makes these cards with the same magic they use to make the red and yellow cards. Which you can also buy counterfeit ones of those on him. So if you just don't like fighting somebody, you can just send their ass to jail.
Wow.
Whip out a red card, fucking pull it on the guy, and the judge is like, well, that's the rules.
Jail time.
that is indeed a mechanic, but I feel like that goes against the world a little bit.
Yeah, well,
Because the judge doesn't know what the fuck the rules are before the fight. It's just like, I don't know, whatever each of you have in your pocket, that's what we're going with. Whatever.
So the judges are actually not real people; they're magical constructs.
That makes it worse for me. Why don't they know the rules?
Well, they do know the rules, but the rules are dictated by law cards, which is why it's got that kind of like shuffly system in the world menu.
Yeah.
And he basically made cards that reprogram them.
Wow.
It's kind of like walking up to a computer and being like, haha, I'm gonna put crypto mining tech in this.
In my Tesla.
Drive and mine at the same time, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So
mindset into a grind set.
Speaking of game mechanics, let's get your guys' opinions on that, because I know there's some opinions.
Yes. So hold on, I just want I'll have. Oh, I still have the chat for fucking. Still live chat in my computer. I'm gonna have you go first, Fancy. I'm gonna make sure I got something right before I shit on something. I need to make sure that
what do you have my opinion on things?
On mechanics and shit.
All that shit.
Yeah. Okay. Let me look at my notes here. Oh yeah, the rules are dumb.
Okay, that's a little rough, but
I got an idea for a game. Let's have rules, but they're gonna change every battle. And the first time this happens, we're not gonna tell you how to look at them. You're gonna game over the first time, which is what happened to me. My main character went to jail, and I had to start over from the beginning.
I swear it tells you. I think
the game tells you to hit a button by name, but when you're emulating it, that does nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that a game from the early 2000s didn't plan for us to be playing it on our computers.
So I didn't game over because of that. Again, because also it helps when it's like, oh, don't use this magic power. It's like, I don't even know what that is yet. So
that's another gripe I have. With the rules being like that, there's chances where you don't get to use certain characters, so they don't get to level up or get their abilities used or anything.
Yeah, I can understand that gripe. That's usually why it's recommended that you pick up like 12-ish people.
And I felt that it kind of detracted from the gameplay because I was constantly worrying about, I gotta keep going around this world until I get a rule that I can actually use all my characters with and not have to worry about. So that means the days we're advancing and guess what? An enemy clan just showed up on that place. They're attacking me now. Gotta do that first before I can actually do the mission.
I don't even think he made it to enemy clans.
Nope. I do have a quick question. Yeah. Does the game, because I don't even know if it actually tells you this or not, and I ran into this problem. I had to have a Wolfric save me. Does the game ever actually tell you, even if it called out the advanced buttons, I would count it. But does the game actually tell you how to manage and change your party characters? You just have to fuck around until you find that.
I don't remember. I can load up the game real quick.
Because I know that whole story section.
Like if there's a hint or a tip or a trick or something, it's gonna be in the pub in the rumors section.
I don't remember seeing it in there because I did look to those.
Are you talking about going to the party screen where you equip the items and everything? I don't remember ever being
because I'm new to just Final Fantasy in general. I'm used to the few I've played. You create your character and choose your class at the beginning. So when it didn't, I was like, this is interesting. A Final Fantasy where you don't choose that shit. But unbeknownst to me, there's a whole section of the game where you actually do that shit, and I just didn't know.
So in the pub, in the rumors tab, there's rumors with an exclamation point at the front.
Yeah, I looked at those, and I didn't see anything. I did look at those.
So there's abilities, which tells you where you get abilities from.
Yeah.
There's job change. Comes in handy. Any soldier can cast spells by changing jobs to mage.
Yeah. See, all of them are like, they tell you that you can do this thing, but they don't tell you how. They're just like, somewhere in this game, you can change jobs.
I see that. I don't know how I figured it out as a kid, honestly. I had no issues figuring out when I was a child.
Well,
and I'm like, having nothing in the game actually tell you any of that, I don't have any idea how I came to those conclusions.
Well, is this the first game you bought yourself? Did you buy this one yourself? Because I know a lot of games I played when I was little, I ended up not liking, but because I spent my money on it, I couldn't just replace it. I played these shitty games anyway.
No,
and a lot of it would end up being I would just mash buttons to see what would fucking happen because I got bored.
I never had money as a kid, like personal money. I do know that I believe my aunt got me my original copy of this because I had been playing Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 9 on the PlayStation we had. And so she was like, "Oh, he's got a Game Boy Advanced he's getting one for Christmas. So better get him a game." It's that Final Fantasy thing playing. So I ended up with this game completely without my knowledge. But yeah, admittedly, it's as soon as you get past that essential first mission, the game's like, fuck around and find out, buddy.
Yeah, and that's the thing is as a kid, fuck around and find out could be fun, but as a 24-year-old fucking adult, I don't have like if a game doesn't tell me enough that I'm just lost and I keep dying, I just go, I'm gonna play something else. And I just leave.
Yeah.
Because I have a disposable, especially when a game is free because we're emulating it. When you can find a game for free or super cheap, it's like, why would I? If the game doesn't catch me super fast, why would I do this? Like, the only reason why I played this game enough to die 7 fucking times is because I was trying to do it for a podcast. If I didn't have this podcast, I would have dropped after like 2 or 3.
Yeah. Again, I'm seeing the points you guys are presenting. I have a hard time relating to them. And this isn't me being like, "Oh, I'm so much better than you." It's just I don't know. I didn't have trouble with the game.
It also helps that I'm just not good at this game. I'm not afraid to admit that shit.
I was gonna say I purposefully chose a game that was outside your usual wheelhouse. I didn't expect it to give you trouble like this, but I wanted to offer up an experience that was one that you wouldn't normally go to yourself.
Yes, and I just want to make this clear that is the point of this podcast. I'm happy you did that. I definitely had an experience. So if any of you have other tactics games, I will don't be afraid to bring them up anyway. I will play them. Maybe if a game actually explains itself, I'll do better.
Yeah. Should have started simpler and worked us up to this one.
Yeah. And again, I don't even necessarily think because you were saying that there's other Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced games that were harder.
Yeah, the first one is just Final Fantasy Tactics. It was a PlayStation 2 title. The permadeath was on every map, and the game explained even less of how to operate and didn't scale enemies very close to you, so oh boy, that game is clunkier too.
Yeah.
But it is beloved by people, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I think it's pretty good. I've never been able to make a whole lot of progress with it because I have the remade version on my phone and it doesn't run great on phones, go figure.
Yeah. Yeah, my problem with this game is because I did find the screenshot and it's a little more specific than I thought it was, but I still find it not specific enough. So I'm gonna still talk about this. That is, this whole time I was hitting people from the side. You're supposed to be hitting people from the back. Now, to the game's credit, it does say it's easier to hit someone from the back or from the side or the back.
Yes.
But when I read that, I went, okay, and I just started hitting it from the side, and I don't know why my brain did that. Because at first thinking back, I thought it just said hitting from the side. I did not see the third line that just says or behind.
Yeah.
So that's just me not fucking reading, but at the same time, that's still not specific enough. Because if I had read that whole thing, I probably would have taken that the back or the side is the same damage, and I probably would have just hit from the side anyway.
Yeah.
I also don't think it ever states that back has an even greater chance.
It doesn't. It just says it's easier to from the side or back. So yeah. So like I said, even if I did actually read the third line, which would make me slightly better, I still probably would have defaulted from the side because it would have been less moves. And also, like, it doesn't actually say behind's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I took it the worst way, which is just hit everything from the side.
That's another thing you kind of learn by experimenting, because it's bad from the front, decent from the side, and best from behind.
Yeah.
Boy, some people would agree with that with many things. Speaking on all these mechanics and all that, I think you guys would actually like the second of the Tactics Advanced games, the one for the DS, better.
Okay.
First off, laws are announced by the judge at the beginning of a fight, instead of you having to open up a menu to find them. And rather than send you to jail if you break them, the judge just stops giving you certain benefits. So, as your clan levels up in that game, you can add, like, we do bonus damage and find better items and stuff like that to the beginning of matches. So if you break a law in that game, you cannot revive people in the middle of the fight, but they're fine afterwards, and you don't get that bonus.
Okay.
But the game rewards you for following the law by, like, you get bonus items and money for following the law in a battle.
I do like that better, because what that means is, while it sucks not being able to get bonuses and stuff, at least if you win, you don't get soft locked by like, oh, this just fucks me over.
Yeah. And also the what is it? The accuracy is far more forgiving in that game. We're talking like 85% from the front. So,
dang.
Yeah, it's the game is way more forgiving on that front.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is just, it was a harder advanced game, or not advanced game, a tactics game. I mean, it is a harder advanced game too, just straight up. But yeah, it just seems like it walked that fine line of, like, I would rather a game not explain at all or explain everything well. But this game walks the line of it, like, it's like elbows you a little bit, like, try maybe from the side. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, vague. It just kind of wants to give you an idea that there's stuff to look into and then leave it at that.
Yeah. Let's see.
How many hours would you say you put in it?
Not that much, because again, once I got to over 5 game overs, I was like, I'm done. I kind of started giving up even at then, because I was like, I'm clearly too bad at this game to move on. At this point, if the enemies were other players, they'd be grinding me. They'd be leveling up on me, coming back and failing this fight every fucking time.
For me, would you like to know how many hours I put into this specific run of the game, or just in general?
Both.
Sure.
This specific run, I think I put 4 hours into it, which is pretty low, but I've been real busy.
Yeah, I think I put about that, but I just didn't get far, because again, I kept dying on, that'd be what, the 3rd level, but the 2nd actual main fight.
Yeah, let me pull up an older here.
Yeah, it's just like, I know I can be better at this, but when a game doesn't explain anything, like the tutorial is a snowball fight where you just throw things, and then the next fight is like, by the way, you have magic and shit. It's like,
sword time now, please.
14 hours in the last playthrough of it, and I've been just kind of fucking around with that one.
Is that the one you've been playing on Twitch?
Yeah, that's the one I was streaming for a while.
Twitch.com/NightPyrex is in the description. I'll put it in there. Or sorry, twitch.tv/NightPyrex. There we go. Not .com.
Thanks for plugging my Twitch. I wasn't gonna do it, so I needed someone else to.
You stream more often than me, so you know what? Fuck it.
I had about 5.5 hours because I looked at my little clock thing on the save screen.
Yeah.
And
you can. Hold on.
I checked that.
Let me get a real number.
When I last played.
Maybe I'm being too nice to myself. I'm gonna check that game screen. I'm prepared to be disappointed.
And I saw that on the other day when I was gonna play it again. I was like, you know what? I got this far in. There's not a lot of story going on. I'm not gonna get another major story beat for another probably 6 hours. I didn't want to play it anymore.
Just depends on how many side missions you do.
That's another thing I have a complaint about. I wrote in my notes. It's very hard to tell what is a story mission and what is a side mission.
I had to pull on.
For me, I was just doing all of them.
Yeah, I had to specifically ask, and it's like,
it's
weird.
The game has a way to tell you; it just doesn't tell you what it means.
Yeah, the game has a way to tell you, but then the game doesn't tell you the way it tells you.
Yeah, all the if a mission accepts cancellations, it's not a story mission.
See, I would have never.
Yeah. And this is all.
It'd be nice if it said story mission or main quest.
Next time I put you guys through a game like this, I'm gonna give you both like mock-up user manuals.
How do you find this block?
So you at the main menu, you go to saved game. And
so this is how bad I am at this game. There's a main menu in this fucking game. Where the fuck's that?
The title screen.
The title screen?
Where the fuck's that?
What do you mean where the
How have you been loading and saving your game?
I just open up the game and I'm at my map.
Oh my god, you've been using the emulation saves.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So here's what you're gonna do for me. Let me open up the game so I can walk you through this. My god.
Hell yeah. Much travel pass. Thank you, game.
Okay, so
I did that.
You're gonna open up your menu where you would access like your party and shit. Go down to system.
Hold on, I hit a button and think. How do I? I hit a button. Help!
Oh, the king of UI has returned.
Well, it's even worse when I can't even trust what's on the screen because I'm emulating it. Like I know for sure the help button doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you're gonna hit enter.
Hold on, I'm just gonna reopen the game because I got somewhere I don't know what the fuck I am.
How do you do this to yourself?
Let me drag in my Photoshop file.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Enter party.
Go down to system.
System. Okay.
There's a save option.
Save.
I want you to click on that and pick file slot 2 unless you're a loser.
Okay.
How many hours you got?
I'm not gonna tell you.
How many is it? Tell me. It's at least 2.
No.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
More than that.
An hour.
No.
45
hour and a
minutes.
half?
No.
Is it less than an hour?
Yes.
Hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
I died so early. 44 minutes. I died so many times that the game is full on fucking.
So that's how the saved time is, but collectively,
you've put more time in. But this particular life,
as far as the game is concerned, I've played 44 minutes. But I know for sure that it takes me like 30 minutes just to get through that snowball fight.
You know, you can hold the space bar down to speed up time, right?
That also speeds up.
What the fuck?
That also speeds up your clock in the game, though, so that'll skew your hours.
What the fuck? Does the game tell you this?
Speeds up the text and the actual game.
No, this is not an actual feature of the game. That's why I didn't tell anyone about it.
Okay, good. Then you know what?
You got a legit experience.
I got a legit experience.
After I went to jail the first time, the second time I just sped through the beginning because I was.
See, I haven't. Most of my time is getting back to just the third level and dying again.
Oh.
Yeah, the fastest I can do is just trying to get through those dialogue normally just by spamming buttons. That's the fastest I could go.
What was your clan name and your character's name?
So my character's name was Kupo because the first time I forgot to straight up save, so I just restarted. So the second time I was like, that character uses Kupo a lot, so it'd be funny if I just named myself Kupo, so they're always referring to me no matter what they're saying. And then I named my clan Kupo.
Oh my god!
The dialogue became very funny. I'm like, he'd say Kupo. It's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Are you talking about me, the clan? I don't
know.
I named my clan Poggers.
Oh god! I just went with the default name, Nutsy, because
that's not a great default name.
No, that is the default name.
Not great.
Well, I didn't say it was great. It's just the default name. I didn't care enough. You know how long I spent? The last time I named the clan, I let chat Ouija board it for me.
Ouija board?
It means everyone just submits a letter, and I put them in whatever order they give them to.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I didn't want to come up with just being lazy with this one. So favorite parts of the game, is there anything good any of you would say about the game? Anything. It doesn't have to be gameplay. I
am a sucker for classic fucking pixel art. Yeah. I like the art style of this game.
Yeah. Sprites were cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me because I didn't really get far enough to do anything. I just died over and over again. And I can say that the music I don't like.
Really?
Oh.
I don't like the music.
Oh, the music is like easily one of my favorite parts.
The music, you could tell, was designed to be on it advanced.
Yeah.
With their shitty speakers.
Yeah.
So when I have good speakers, a lot of the sounds are really high pitched weirdly, and it hurts my ears no matter how low I make the music.
Yeah, and there's a lot of songs that neither of you ever will get to hear.
I'll YouTube them.
I was gonna say, I think someone on YouTube remastered the entire soundtrack to be not for Game Boy. If I can find that, I'll shoot you a link to it, because
like a lot of the notes are high pitched, and it's probably because those are nice and audible on a shitty Game Boy Advance.
You also got to remember the Game Boy Advance sound font was not very bass heavy.
Yeah, that is also true. But yeah, just with even my, like, I don't have the greatest headset, but I know it's better. It's good enough that it's not distorting sounds to be that high pitch.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, I have to turn this music way down to stand it. So maybe in another context it would sound better. If I had an actual Game Boy Advance with me, it would probably sound much better on that console.
Yeah.
But just going through my speakers, it's just I have to turn that down, or else my ears are bleeding.
That's fair.
And there's other that's the thing. There's other songs that I have heard, like the Game Over one, which I've heard quite a bit. That one doesn't have any of the high pitched notes. That one's actually nice to listen to.
Yeah.
So it's the normal like the map music. Oh, I want to kill myself when I listen to that fucking.
Yeah.
So the notes can get so high that I can't do it.
I think so the music from the whole segment with the book doing its weird thing and showing you all the races and all that.
Yeah.
That music comes back again later in the game because that's Ezel's shop music.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I would just go to the shop and jam out to that song. Like,
Okay.
that's all I'd just sit in there. My game time on that cartridge was stupidly high because I spent too long listening to specific songs.
I did that as well, but with my PSP,
Yeah.
and that it's actually what ended up getting me into dubstep and EDM, and that is the Need for Speed Shift games.
Oh.
Its soundtrack was mostly Deadmau5. So there were times I would take that thing to school and use and open up that game and put in my pocket just to listen to that music.
I've heard this is completely tangential. I've heard people say that Deadmau5 is he's not digging the identity of the helmet anymore.
He's still using it, but you can tell he's just not. It's not his go-to thing animore. Like he's not afraid to just use his face and stuff. It's more like just a basic logo at this point. It's not an identity.
Yeah.
He's pretty much like it looks like once Marshmallow popped up, he's like he can do that now.
He can be the new big helmet guy.
Big helmet guy, yeah. And yeah, so now Deadmau5 is like I think he has a Twitch channel, and you can just straight up just watch him make music.
That's cool.
And yeah, he doesn't have the helmet. He's just his normal self making music. One of the funniest clips is he accidentally made Darude Sandstorm. He accidentally just yeah, and of course he started laughing as soon as he did it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a picture of my favorite thing I've encountered in the game.
Okay. I'll save all these.
Somebody said.
Yep, there was activism way back in the day. Because I believe this game came out in like 2005.
Let me Google it real quick.
I don't know, but when I saw that, I took a screenshot and said, "Hey, that's topical."
Boom. No.
I also thought it was funny when the characters were looking at the book and he's like, I wish I lived in a world like my favorite game, Final Fantasy.
2003.
Yeah, I was just about to say February 2003.
Yeah.
Yes, I wish I could live in my favorite video game, Final Fantasy, not sponsored.
Yeah. And then later on, he's talking about the lizards. I'm going to say it. Fuck them.
Those are my favorite race in the whole game.
I can't remember. Is it Bonga?
Banga.
Fucking bongos.
The energy drink.
So I was talking to the bongos. That whole thing happened. And then, the other character pulls you aside. Is like, haven't you ever seen one? I was like, only in like my books, in my
games.
Looks at screen. Final Fantasy.
Just looks deadpans at the camera office style. Yes, my favorite video games, Final Fantasy. That is where I have seen these guys before.
You'd think he'd know not to call them that if they were in his favorite video game.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't just clicking. It's just like these weird lizard people.
Yeah, no, he doesn't even get a grip on any of it until after the fact, where Mont Blanc is like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, wait, no, this is the video game world. It's like, no, this is the real world. No, you're a fucking stuffed animal, buddy.
I'm gonna take this. I'm going to commission. Wolfric, how do you think you are at pixel art?
I have been wanting to improve a lot.
So this picture that I'm looking at, the gender discrimination, I want that, but with me in the portrait slot, and I will use that on my Twitch channel.
I could probably make that happen.
Hell yeah, I want that. I'll pay you to make that. Hell yeah.
I was just going to use it as a meme on Twitter or something if someone was.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, just use it as a reaction.
So there's a really weird thing with these Final Fantasy games, specifically these ones. So I'm gonna just show you guys like the actual official art for the main character of this game in their fantasy attire. Don't ask about the giant pizza cutter sword. You never get it in this has nothing to do with the game. This sword never makes an appearance ever. It's not there.
How does that even work?
The outfit of the sword.
Any of it.
Well,
oh no, that's more just weird shields. That's armor plates.
Yeah, those are armor plates.
I thought their knee was making a 90-degree angle down there.
No.
I was like, one of their legs is fucked.
Okay, so I want you to look at these belts on his waist because they are bigger than his forearms.
Yes. Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. And there's two, three?
Two of them. What you're seeing there at the bottom is the big cuff of his shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, short pant, long boot.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I don't even think those are boots. Those are
they're full on wearing like leather stockings.
Yeah, those are stockings.
The
shoes are there. That's
a leather stocking that also has a sock inside that could then be pulled over the top of the stocking.
Yeah, I don't know what
and then belts around the stocking.
So,
and then they're wearing socks, and the shoe is a sock for the sock.
Ready for the protagonist for the sequel game?
Yes.
Here he is with the big pizza cutter sword again.
Oh my God. Does it not go in the sequel either?
No, it has nothing to do with it.
He's got more belts, which means he's a better character.
Yes.
He has longer pants, but it's like overall shorts.
Oh my God. This art style has evolved. In the only way it's evolved is the socks are now stretched even farther out. And the cuffs on everything are even bigger. What's the point of the chain on the sword?
To connect it to you?
Is it even?
It's not connected. Like at first I was like,
"Oh, it's sword connecting to the sword."
Yeah, it's just connected to the sword again.
It's so that you can wrap your arm around it.
This sword
is going on here.
Yeah, it's very messy.
He's got another sword.
Yeah, that's a sword he actually uses.
What's with this pizza?
I don't know.
What's with the Tron motorcycle on a stick?
Yeah.
Oh. Now the protagonist for the first game, not the first advanced game, but the first actual tactics game. I
see a pizza cutter sword.
Is it the Return of the Pizza Cutter?
No. So
is this where
this is the precursor to those two. Ramza here is just a dude.
Yeah, that's a normal looking character.
His boots are real long, but
he's got a nice cape.
Big ass shoulders.
Very thin torso, though, if I'm reading it correctly.
Yeah, he's got an hourglass figure and the biggest shoulders out there.
Long legs.
The legs go all the way up.
The top half of this person's body looks like those people I would make out of Play-Doh.
You can see how the first dude with the pizza cutter sword calls back to this one just a little bit.
Yeah.
They really saturated that color palette and then took the hair to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Its hands are ginormous too.
Yeah. That was just an art style thing at the time. But
the hands got smaller, but the socks got bigger.
And then he actually has a second appearance later on in the game.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. Big sucks. Big sucks. Oh my god.
Oh, he's got armor now.
Yeah, this is after he becomes like a real soldier person.
Why are they two different colors?
The
His
shoulders
pants and his hands are the same, but his chest and arms are.
He went from the biggest and most broadest shoulders to the weakest and most unbroad you can get.
Yeah, his
Just by
shoulders
armor being-
shrunk.
They just
Two bigger arms, though.
Yeah.
Still got his big hands.
Still legs for days.
Oh yeah,
though.
he is more than 50% leg actually.
Unarmored dick. That's a bold move.
No, this is the world of fantasy. They don't aim for low blows like that.
They don't need cock pieces.
This is also a game where they believe gold is a good armor, so
yeah, that is also true.
yeah, they really put the fantasy into these games.
Well, it is the final one after all.
Yeah. And it's been the final one for quite a few entries now.
15,
They're working on
games?
16, and it's more than 15 games because you've got the 15 mainline games, and then
there's two 13s alone, isn't there?
Well, you've got 10 2, and then you've got I think 4 had the after years. I think it was 4, might have been 5. Because 5 had a spin-off, and 6 had a spin-off. 7 had a couple spin-offs, one of them being a third-person shooter called Dirge of Cerberus. If you ever want to play that game on PS2, I own it.
Oh my god, that's terrible. This is a series you do not... It's too late to get into this series.
Then 13 has 13, 13-2, and 13 Lightning Returns.
Okay, so I googled it. There are, of course, 15 games in the core series.
Yes.
But in total, as of 2021, there are 95 Final Fantasy games.
That does not sound correct.
That
I believe it.
I would believe it.
15 core games. You've got 2 or 3 spin-offs from the pixel art era. You've got the 3 tactics games, so that's 21. Dirge of Cerberus is 22. 13, 13-2 and 13 Lightning Returns, that's 24. 25 is 10-2. Then
there's probably a list of just like games that were never released anywhere else but like Japan. I bet that's what's happening.
Yeah, if you want to talk
there's a bunch
about
of like little games. Are they like counting like? I bet they're counting everything, like the little Chocobo game you could get on the PlayStation 1 memory card with I bet they're adding all sorts of shit.
I actually forgot about the Chocobo titles.
Yeah. I bet they're adding literally everything to that list. So I'm sure there's not 95 actual games, but
yeah. So if
there's
you want to
95
talk about
things with that title, that is also a game.
Like the really confusing one, Tactics S. I forgot about Tactics S. I never got to play that one, and that makes me sad. It was Japanese only, and it was on Android, and it died a year after they put it out. Let's see, Final Fantasy VII spin-offs. There's a whole list of those on their own. Before Crisis, Dirge of Cerberus, Dirge of Cerberus Lost Episode, Crisis Core, the remake, First Soldier, and Ever Crisis. There's a lot of crises.
Where does the new Battle Royale mobile game fit in there?
I think that's First Soldier. And then there's the Crystal Chronicles games. Okay, maybe I'm seeing what you're putting down. Yeah, there was King's Knight. Yeah, yeah. So the original Final Fantasy titles, we got Final Fantasy 1 here, but we didn't get Final Fantasy 2 until I believe it released on the PlayStation with Final Fantasy 1. Our original Final Fantasy 2, I believe, was Final Fantasy 3 or 4. The whole timeline in the games is just fucked up.
Yeah. let's see. Final Fantasy Wiki.
I was just looking at that. You don't want to go down that.
I'm going down it. Games.
Your silence speaks.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm just looking at shit. I haven't seen anything like crazy yet. It's just a list of a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of games.
A lot of shit. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII has its own list of spin-offs.
Yeah. So it looks like, depending on who you ask, there's 15 or 16 mainline games.
Yeah. Well, and they're working on 2 of them right now, even.
Yeah. If you want to play all the Final Fantasy games, though, you're too late. You'll never do it by the time you die. You're too late.
Well, yeah.
If you decide to do a game a year and you're not one, you're not gonna do it.
No.
The moment you're 20, like I could, one game a year in Final Fantasy, I'd have to live till 115. And that's not counting the ones that are going to come out at that time.
They're still going.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No new games would be counted. That's crazy. I thought Call of Duty had a lot of games. Fucking hell.
Okay, here we go. So, Final Fantasy 1 was released. 2 and 3 were Japan only. 4 was released outside of Japan as Final Fantasy 2. 5 was Japan only. 6 was released outside as Final Fantasy 3. 6 games, and we got 3 of them, and they are not immediate continuations of each other in any way.
That's a shame.
Yeah, good news is 4 is really good. The original 2 that only released in Japan, don't play that one. 3 is good as well. 5's okay. We really did get the best of them, but that's led to number confusions for like
34 Call of Duty
forever. Yeah.
Does that count the ones on the DS?
Yes. Yeah. We're not to 20 mainline games yet.
So us here in America, we got Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, and Final Fantasy.
Something happened. You're not talking anymore.
Well, can you not hear me?
No,
you said 2, 3, and then
you cut out.
Nothing.
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 7.
Oh,
okay.
No wonder everyone likes 7.
Well, 7 was the first one to have graphics.
Yeah, and that was also at the time when like that generation. I think that's console generation 5. Like that's the start of like our generation or like early Gen X. I just think I feel like that's like if you're into Final Fantasy, you probably started with 7.
There's lot of people did, yes.
Yeah, there's a really high chance that your first one was 7, and the first of anything is oftentimes their favorite.
Yeah.
Aren't we on Gen 8 right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know I think we're on 9.
9?
Yeah. What gen
7 would have been on the PS1.
Console are we on?
And there's the 2.
Yeah, we're on the 9th.
Oh, yeah. That actually...
8th was PS4, 7th was PS3, PS2 was 6th, 5 was PS1.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm about to show you them difference in graphics. Because
7 remake.
No, 7 remake don't count.
That's not a remake. That's a retelling.
Yeah, that's a whole new
call it the remake. That's just what I'm saying.
It's lying.
It redefines what a remake even is.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Well,
So,
I mean, I guess not really, because I think what people thought when they saw remake was
like
remaster.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
a
this was
remake
Final Fantasy
technically
VI,
works.
Oh
Hell yeah.
god.
right? Those are Super Nintendo graphics right there.
What does that look like? They're just sprites on a picture.
Yes.
That's because it is.
Oh,
They
there's
would
still
oftentimes.
space in the background. Yeah, that's
7 looks so good.
But the thing is they never advertised the actual gameplay of 7.
Oh,
All you got to see was these graphics right here. Look at this. Look at this cutscene graphic. Compare the two.
He's
like, it's not good by today's standard, but like compared to what 6 was, that's such a jump.
I mean, normal 7 is a jump, and they had to just make it worse by lying.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, but yeah. Oftentimes Super Nintendo games, they would take a actual like PNG and then descale it to make it
that's what it looks
the
like.
same texture size. They would often do that.
They also, I mean, Resident Evil was all done on painted backgrounds.
Yeah.
That's why they had fixed camera angles, because none of it was actually dimensional.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
I know a lot of people like it, so 6 would be SNES.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like these graphics. I don't like these sprites.
No.
There's too much going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized they're in like mechs.
Yeah,
I thought they just had weird ass suits.
That's Magitech armor.
That's how shit these graphics are. I was like, they've got some big legs, and like, are they all wearing green diapers? I don't know. And finally, just clicked. It's like, no, they're in like fucking alien power armor.
Yeah,
fucking loader armor. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find.
Show me a 3D rendering of this thing.
The mobile port was so painful. I can get you a 3D rendering. 1 second.
Yeah, I want to know what this is supposed to be.
Save that.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't show what you want to show in pixel art, and this is one of those things. There's just too much. I find that pixel art is weirdly better detail-wise in backgrounds and like environments. Detailed characters, though, they're just so small. You can't do a lot.
Oh, you know another thing they used a shit ton of in Final Fantasy VI? Mode 7.
I don't know what that is.
That's fake 3D.
Oh.
Here's a fan-made 3D rendering. They never did an official one, but
damn.
So there is official artwork though. So here's some of the official artwork from Magitech armor. Fan rendered 3D thing.
Fucking ew. Ew, I don't like any of it.
Here's mode 7 right here where they're... Oh, that's not an image.
What the fuck is a JFIF file?
I don't know what a JFIF file is.
I'm opening it. I just downloaded it by opening it. What if I open again? Oh, you have to download it to see it.
Nice virus.
I'm just getting rid of that. I have the
image now.
Good old JFIF files, am I right? So this is what combat looked like in that generation.
Is that a dinosaur?
Yeah, Brachiosaurus.
You just fight dinosaurs?
You can, sometimes, in certain places.
Final Fantasy is
a monster idea. It's just a dinosaur.
It really do be that way, but hey, there's the guy who's just a head who's ripping himself apart.
Oh my god.
This is the mobile port, and look at how they, like, it wasn't good before, but look at what they did to my fucking boys.
Oh my god.
They butchered them.
What did they...
What the fuck?
That mobile port looks like The mobile port looks like a Windows background.
Why are the enemies so higher detailed?
I have no idea. I think it's because they wanted to keep they wanted to keep the friendly guys
cute,
like their world sprites. That way they didn't have to like redo the sprites.
Dumb.
But with the enemies, they just flexed their pixel abilities.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you know what game did this better?
Huh.
FNAF World. Because they rendered the sprites as larger sprites better than this.
I'm sorry, a Super Nintendo game doesn't beat FNAF World.
Correct. I've never been a big fan of the SNES graphics. I don't know why. A lot of times I find that things are way too detailed and it just looks off.
Yeah, well, they got all those extra pixels and had to really flex on them.
Yeah. Like the NES, they had so few pixels that it's like they had to be artistic about it. Oftentimes, they have so many pixels on the SNES that's like, did you just take like a piece of art and then descale it, and that's your pixel? Is that your pixel art now?
Probably.
And it almost looks like it almost looks too detailed that an artist, it would take forever for them to do that. And
that's why they don't move.
Yeah, that is true. There's only so few animations. But a lot of times it is just so detailed that it looks like they just fucked a PNG up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very high detailed dinosaur.
Yes. I was looking at the mobile port though, even this one, it's like that bird's neck. My God.
I don't like how the mobile port, like, the enemies look like they were almost ripped from the original game, and then everything else looks like it was made in not. Yeah. It doesn't match up stylistically.
That dinosaur has so many folds.
Yeah, right? That dinosaur is just a wrinkle monster. I'm sorry to whoever's editing this for having to put all these fucking images up, by the way.
It'll probably be me, but that's fine.
I'm the audio man.
I'm doing the editing. It's all super basic. In fact, the first episode finally rendered. It's going up tonight.
Oh, yay.
No, it's because I was like, I need a background. And finally I saw Mike Burnfire did a podcast.
Yeah.
They did one. And they took their YouTube logo and just spun in the middle. So I totally stole that. So that's it took forever because I was like, I don't know what to put in the background. We don't really talk about images or anything, so there's not really anything I can do. So I just took my YouTube profile picture and it's spinning in the middle.
Well, the good news is we got plenty of images now.
Oh yeah,
we have images, and I'm gonna make them all spin.
Oh God! You gotta do like the Batman spin in, and then spin back out once we're done talking about a given image.
Oh God! Now you're giving me too much work.
Spinning gender discrimination.
And also this, because this needs to make it.
Yes. Such a terrible Photoshop and such a mean-spirited photo, but I love it.
The kid's got on a headpiece too.
Yeah, like he's clearly like all I was trying to find was a decently large photo of a kid in a wheelchair, and it's like this poor kid who's clearly not all there. Life has fucked him over, and I just took him and was like, I'm gonna make fun of this kid for a second.
You know, it would be really awful if at some point the actual person who this kid is grown up, right? And they're listening to our podcast. They're like, hey, what the fuck? He just called me disabled.
I as soon as I was done, I was like, I feel bad, but when I Googled kid in wheelchair, this was the highest quality photo I could find, and that's the only reason why I chose it.
Did you put that explosion behind him, or was that already there?
That was already there. This so
all he did was cut a monster truck out.
Yeah, I cut an entire monster truck out of this photo. The Gravedigger was jumping over these other monster trucks, and I cut it out and put this kid in there instead. You say all I did was remove an entire monster truck. I had to recreate the stand, the crowd. You know how much crowd
I can even tell that something's going on with the stands. Right
yeah, the stands are the part that's like worse for wear.
The thing is like if you focus on all the other elements that are drawing your eye, you hardly notice.
Yeah, but the crash barrier is what's fucked up.
Yeah.
That crash barrier is what got ruined. The stand, you cannot tell. I'm pretty proud of the actual crowd.
Yeah, the crowd looks good.
But yeah, then part of the smoke cloud is also fucked. But
it's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But you know what? The fact that there's only like again, I recreated a lot of that fucking crowd, and I'm pretty proud of that.
I was gonna say you had to recreate the whole center of this image.
Yes. And you know what? The fact that I did this in like 10 minutes while you were live, just as a shit post, pretty proud of it.
Yeah, you were quick on the draw.
The fact that they put that kid in the wheelchair at the top floor of the house in this game is hilarious.
I mean, that has to be what it is, right? Like, I'm not in the room.
No, you're not wrong. That is the second floor of that building, but the kid in the wheelchair lives up there.
There's no ramp or anything either.
It's just stairs.
So this is your brother going down the stairs. That's what this image is.
Oh, no.
And getting up is getting over it with Bennett Foddy.
Oh no.
You gotta Photoshop that now.
I'll do that.
Just have the kid coming out of the cauldron.
I'll Photoshop that. I'll have to re-find this image of this kid, but I'll do it.
Getting over it with what's his name?
Bennett Foddy.
Donid?
Yep.
Oh. Well.
Well,
on to the news segment.
Yeah, we have talked about everything on my small notes.
What
the only other note that we didn't talk about is I said this game is slow as fuck, but that's because I've never been a big turn-based fan.
It is kind of slow.
Yeah, I've never been a big turn-based fan, so that's just a preference of mine. But I will play them.
Slow.
I will play them if you bring them up. I'm just saying that so far all the ones I've played, they've been very slow. But I'm a Call of Duty fan, so I'm expecting everything to be running all the time. So I understand that. That's just a thing that's an opinion I have.
Yeah, no, I can as someone who loves the game, it's slow.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of news. Where should I start? Should I start with just generic news and then have everything slowly fall apart, or should I do everything in based on the game? Because there's news based on game. I've got news on Battlefield, Halo, and Call of Duty.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just read it from the top down. Why do it the hard way? We'll just go down the list. So we'll start with Battlefield. Did you see this Santa skin?
No.
So they revealed that an operator was going to be Santa. And DICE got bullied until they canceled it.
Oh.
Why?
Because so it is a game where natural disasters are always happening because of global warming and all this shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like we got all these terrible wars going on, and then just imagine Santa running down the street with a gun. Because it wasn't.
That's what needs to happen.
It's not fat. It's not buff. It's not fat Santa. It's buff Santa.
Oh,
this is buff fat Santa with tattoos and shit. But the other thing is like the other thing everyone hated was like all the other skins that were announced at the time were like the other characters, which were dark blues and blacks. So Santa's a target.
Yeah.
You're in a red fucking jacket.
Well, it's his
running down the street. Everyone shooting Santa.
Pay to lose.
I'm okay with pay to lose. It's Santa. Like, why would I not want to be?
Yeah,
Santa?
a lot of people wanted it. A lot of people didn't. I think at the same time, I'm not going to go into the politics of this, but at the same time, like the same day, a police station made a post about Santa getting his concealed permit.
Oh.
And there was a photo of Santa getting his license to conceal carry. So at the same time, it's like, everyone just that day was like, no, full on, like Santa shouldn't have a gun. That's just a little too far. Santa should be nice. And then the same day, Battlefield's like, you want buff Santa with an AR? It's like, you know what? I think we're going to stand on what we just decided earlier and say no, but also that's a target. And also, what the fuck is this game's art style anymore? I think it's funny because with all the glitches that are still in there, being Santa on a hovercraft flying through the sky, that's for
yeah. I'm Santa and I drive a VTOL.
Yeah.
I've got 38 confirmed terrorist kills.
Well, it's Santa.
They reenact that part from the Santa Claus where Santa drives the tank.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the best way I could put it is like this is high def Santa from that Guardians movie. Where all the
best Santa.
It was that, but in the middle of a Battlefield game. A game which has never really done skins, so its art style is usually pretty good, right? If this was in Call of Duty, no one would have given a shit.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty's been doing that for 10 years now. But like, this is Battlefield's first time, so everyone's drawing the line of like, please don't do this with Battlefield. Please don't.
Well, Battlefield never had operators before.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the other reason is like people don't want that kind of stuff in Battlefield.
Yeah.
So if they have good reasons, like I don't know, this political thing just happened that we're going to point you towards, be like, no, we just don't want Santa to have a gun. Also, it's the only brightly colored character in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was one of those things where everyone was like, no, fuck that. So they did pull it. They have said that they're not doing it. They made a Twitter post saying that, oh yeah, no, even though we released these ourselves, we weren't going to use all of them. And Santa's one that we were never going to use. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Everyone's like, yeah, fuck you. The other thing is, this is not confirmed, but a very likely rumor. And that is, I think I talked to Wolfric. I think I talked to you about this before I decided to put this in here. And that is the fact that this game very much looks like it was a Black Ops 4 situation. That is, it started out as a different game.
Yeah.
And then in game testing, they realized no one liked it. So then they pivoted as hard as possible to try to get it to a normal game. And if you don't know, Black Ops 4 was supposed to be an Overwatch clone. It was supposed to be a 5v5 hero shooter. And they did game testing and realized no one likes this. So all they could really do is change maps and stuff. So the operators are like very clearly like, these are heroes. These are more than operators. These are heroes. But the maps are normal Call of Duty maps. So it's very weird.
Well, at the time, Overwatch was big competition. So
yes. Yeah. And this very much seems like you look at everything that was missing. Scoreboards, points on kills, just all this shit. And you realize that they have this giant map that can hold over 100 people. And you start to realize it's like, this was probably supposed to be a battle royale game. And then they pivoted last minute.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they pivoted.
Still wasn't good, though.
No.
Yeah, because like, there's only a couple maps, but the best one is that big one. The biggest map is the one that they kept showing everyone with the big tower in the middle and shit.
And the Man, we gotta play Battlefield sometime, because
Yes. The only reason why I haven't is it's too close to Christmas now. Someone might give it to me.
yeah.
So after the 25th, if I don't get it, I'm buying that shit. Because I need to know.
Because I have some shit to show you.
Yeah. And that will make us a part of the player count, which hit its all-time low. Only a couple weeks after launch, it hit 20,124 players. That its player base dropped immediately, and it's all on Steam or like Steam Tracker. It's obviously not on Steam, I don't think, but they can still track other launchers, and they were able to confirm that it's like, yeah, this game had like 20,000 people
worldwide.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Just like no one's playing this game right now.
Oh man.
So yeah, this game's in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And the other thing, the last piece of Battlefield news is EA looking to add more devs to Battlefield dev list. So they're going to Call of Duty this shit, and Battlefield will not be DICE only, maybe.
Okay.
Yes. I have a feeling they're not going to actually, like, if they do it, they're not going to Call of Duty it. They're going to Medal of Honor it, and they're going to die. They're going to kill the franchise.
Yeah.
If this starts in 5 years, they will release like 20 fucking games, and no one will, and there'll be like 2 good ones, and then they'll stop.
Yeah. That I hope they don't do that.
Yeah, it's not confirmed, but it's confirmed that they have been looking into it. They're thinking about it. They are for sure thinking about it. Adding another, giving Battlefield to other devs is basically what they're thinking.
I don't think that'll go well.
I don't know if it's yearly, but that's kind of the thing you're looking at, right? There's no reason why you would, unless you even want to release games super frequently.
If they're trying to compete with Call of Duty still, they're going to have to be.
Yeah. Which I don't think it necessarily.
Call of Duty is driving itself into the ground at this point. So
it is. It is. Call of Duty. Oh, we'll get into Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the biggest list of news. Call of Duty news quickly just becomes Activision news. Just
yeah.
It's a long list I've got.
Because the only news that I've got was about the retro games price issue.
I didn't hear about that.
So there's been an issue with retro game purchases.
That one. Yeah, the rated ones that you get sealed and
Wata Games and Heritage Auctions. Have either of you heard the story on these?
I have kind of heard it. You're going to need to describe it to me. I know, is it Pat the NES Punk has done a lot of stories on it?
No, actually, I listened to Carl Jobst.
Okay, I listened to that podcast, the Unnecessary podcast, because of Intellivision Amico news, because that console's hilariously. That console. I could do an entire podcast of just talking about that shit.
So long story short, this auction house has been the primary seller of this one games rating company's rated games, right?
Yes.
Well, they facilitated a deal that basically caused the most expensive purchase of a Super Mario cartridge ever.
I heard the price. It's over $1 million, right? Like,
yep.
It's stupid. And Super Mario is not a rare game.
So here's the thing, though.
Common game.
They stated, hey, we can't sell from our own collections and can't rate our own games, except there is proof that people at the top have been doing this.
Ah.
And also, it just so happens that one of the people that's, one of the big owners of Heritage Auctions, is a shareholder for Wata Games.
Yes.
Oops. So the thing is Wata Games gets, a cut of any games sold that have their mark of approval on it, right? Their rating. And the auction house takes 30% like an extra 30% fee from the buyer. So whatever you pay, like whatever you won the auction for, it costs an extra 30% of that. And they take 5% from the seller.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
On top of that, one of the people who founded Wata Games, I believe it was the Wata Games side, just so happens to be the guy who was kind of heavily involved in the collectible coin bubble that happened.
Oh shit.
So, there's some foul play afoot, and Carl Jobs, these people are like, he never tried to contact us. He's wrong. And he has proof that he did try to contact them and they were ignoring him. And, yeah, he says a lot of stuff and makes a lot of people mad. So he's got like Billy Mitchell trying to sue him. People like that. Because he outed he covered the whole thing. So yeah. There's retro games are getting really expensive.
Yeah.
To get an emulation.
Yes. I like I said, I hear that once in a while just because I listen to the Extremely Unnecessary podcast by I think it's Pat the NES Punk.
Yeah.
I forget. The NES Punk, I'll just call him that. Because I follow for my Amico news, because they're the only people with straight fucking heads talking about that console. Everyone else is fanboying over this console that's been delayed 5 times and should have been released, I don't know, 2 years ago, and it hasn't even entered production yet, and they keep getting more money for it. And their launch games that should be on there are clearly in development right now, and that we haven't seen the console boot up on its own once. It's already running, and like maybe in a sleep mode at most. So it's like that console doesn't even turn on. Like,
I can't wait for this thing to come out.
I hope it does, but I don't know. So yeah, the most I heard is like more of the exact same rating games have started selling, and every single time it sells for less and less because no one actually thinks it's worth that.
I would hope not.
And another similar one was there was a Spider-Man game on like the same console or something.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where it's like that was a bubble that burst, and it was a cheap game. All of a sudden it's like, this game's worth thousands. And then within like a month, it was like this game's worth like a couple dollars again.
Yeah, because I think the retro game prices increased by like 320% in the last year.
Yeah.
And that's huge growth. That's unnatural.
Yeah. Now I understand there would be natural growth, especially like people got their money from the government as like, here's some compensation for being stuck inside. I could see all of a sudden people going like, I can afford some games. I'm going to start my collection now. Since I'm stuck inside, I'll start a hobby, collect games. I can see why NES and SNES games, which have passed their prime, would once again rise in price.
Yeah.
But they're trying to keep it at its price by doing this bullshit stuff with its ratings and stuff. And it's like, no one wants to buy these games for this price anymore. Because, right, the people who are getting into collecting games is our age, and that, like, we're thinking PS1, PS2 era. We're not thinking older than that, as in, like, I grew up with that, I want that. We see the cheap NES games, and we'll buy those for our collection, but we're not going out for the rare stuff yet, because we'd rather try to get the rare games we played when we were little than some random rare NES game, you know?
Right.
So I'd like, because the collecting and everyone got some money, I can see there being a growth. But the people saw that happening, and people clearly took advantage of it. And now it's just people have been priced out immediately. It was immediate. That the only way they're keeping this price up is because people keep trading games that are similar price to try to keep that price up. Like, the only people who are trading games and selling games are people who immediately go out and buy a game for the same price to keep those prices up.
Yeah.
The only people in the bubble are keeping this bubble. No one else can get in right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah, that's the only part I know is like, yes, there should have been a growth, but the growth is way too much. Something fishy's going on, and part of it is the fact that these rated games are selling for way too much. It's like, yeah, this copy of fucking Super Mario might be in fantastic fucking condition, a couple $100, sure, but I can find that game for $10 because it's so fucking common. I can go down to any of my local game stores and find 10 copies of it on their shelf because it's fucking Mario. You know, it's not over $1 million copy just because it's in a nice box. A nice unsealed box even. It's like, no, there are plenty of unsealed copies because there were so many. Right? I to this day, if I look hard enough, I can find in stores sealed copies of Call of Duty Ghosts. I know I've bought 2 of them. I'm not going out saying that's a $1 million copy of Call of Duty Ghosts because it's fucking Call of Duty. How many copies of it are there? Call of Duty Ghosts is lucky enough that it's old enough to be worth $20 again. And it'll be stuck at 20 for the rest of its life. Because Call of Duties don't go up unless if it's a collector's edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're $60, you make it down to 5, and then you go back up to 20. That is Call of Duty life cycle.
Yeah,
I think right now the game at 5
is, and then a new worst comes out.
Yeah, I think right now the game at its cheapest is like $5 or $10. I think it's still Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
Because people liked Modern Warfare, people liked Cold War, and Vanguard's new. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Halo. 2 of these I just wanted to put in here just to get them in here. I know both of you already know about this, so we'll just kind of do them real quick. And that is beta. This Halo beta early released multiplayer free-to-play thing is content complete.
Yep.
So we're not getting a lot immediately once the game launches, which is today or yesterday. It was yesterday as of recording.
Yeah, I know it was yesterday because every YouTuber I follow is like, man, Halo Infinite, spoiler-free campaign. I'm like, no, guys, please, I need literally anything else to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, so the campaign came out and nothing has changed in multiplayer because that was complete. It was more of like a large server test, basically.
Yeah.
That's and the other one is that even though it was a free-to-play early release thing, like other games, they don't usually have a store until the game fully releases, but this one did, and there was over $1,000 worth of goods in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of microtransactions.
You have to buy colors, and if you for $10, $20 each, I think it's like 10.
20. Sometimes,
20. It is
depending
20,
on the color.
sure. And because they were extra dicks, you have to buy, if you have a favorite color, you have to buy it 4 or 5 times because you can't use one color on each armor. There's a color for each armor. So if you want blue on everything, you need to buy blue for $20 like 5 times.
I forgot the different armor cores have their own color sets.
Yes. So if you have a favorite color, you need to buy it for every core armor.
You're really leaning into the free-to-play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which gets us into devs in trouble on Twitter after all that shit. Most of them are in trouble because they clearly lied about shit. That is like people are like, why can't you just put a Slayer playlist in? To which the devs on Twitter goes, we can't. to which everyone, including other game companies, went, yes, you can. It's called your job.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Well, and
it's like you fucked up your engine so much you can't do playlists? Is that what you're saying? You fucked up that much? Like, there's no way. Not only can you, but in every other Halo, they've been there.
Yeah.
And you've made the past 2 of them. So you can.
Let's just say, like, the Master Chief Collection, for all the good that it is and all that beautiful gameplay,
It took like 2 years for it to even run.
The multiplayer had some issues, and PC got it, way after it had already been doing its thing on Xbox.
Yeah, the PC one took like a year and a half, and finally they were like, "Okay, we're officially working on it. We'll get it running." So,
Yeah.
My God, it took you a while. Yeah, that's it for Halo. It's funny. We'll get to Call of Duty as well. All three of these large game series, all of them got in trouble for Twitter this week. It's pretty funny. So Battlefield for like lying about like, oh, we were never going to use Santa. It's like, yeah, you were. Halo 4 again lying. That's like, no, playlists, we can't add those.
Oh,
like,
I do have one last bit of Halo news actually pertaining to, and it's single player.
Do it.
You can't replay missions.
What the fuck?
Nope, you got to start the whole game over if you want to replay a mission.
You can't just play older missions to like grind or anything?
Nope.
What?
Also, the devs have come out with a statement saying, hey, don't use the quick save or quick load feature right now. So there are Spartan caches throughout the world which give you multiplayer customizations and shit, right?
Yeah.
Because of the way the quick load and save feature works, sometimes, a lot of the time actually, it doesn't reconnect you to the online servers. Which means that shit never goes to your multiplayer, ever.
And if that's in a mission, you can't replay it.
Yep.
Oh my God.
They're supposed to be adding replayability later.
What?
Apparently, some devs have come out saying they were in crisis mode and had to cut about 3/4 of the content. Which makes you wonder, what the fuck were they doing for the last 6 months?
What were they? This game was supposed to be released a year ago. What were they doing the last year or 2 years?
They had to make Craig look better.
Yeah, that was all spent on Craig.
I'm sorry, Craig. Don't stop recording. We're being nice.
They spent the last 6 months developing microtransactions.
Yeah, that's basically what they did.
Microsoft was like, "Hey, we need money."
That's fucking bull. God, why can't we have a good FPS? All I want as an FPS fan, I want a good FPS.
Because the general fan base has developed a reputation for being willing to kind of consume anything as long as person and shooting.
Oh,
it's kind of moved more towards Warzone, and
they all want games as a service, and all the battle royale people like super tipped the scales and fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Casual
FPS games are a thing of the past now. Everyone is,
and the companies all want a way to make money after you've bought the game.
We need to make a casual FPS. We need we won't buck the trend, but we need to make an FPS where there's a store, but you can't actually buy the coins. You literally just play the game.
Yeah.
And we'll have replayable missions, this thing of the past apparently. Where you can replay missions, grind. And with every mission completed, you get coins, and we could just always just add updates to the game. So you can always have new stuff to buy.
Yeah.
And then maybe have like
caring about the people that play.
You know what? Game, we'll go back just a whopping like 4 years, and we'll have this thing called DLC packs.
Yeah.
Where we can make money, but you'll get large packs.
You'll get actual stuff. And no battle pass.
But now you have to pay for things for the chance to get them.
No battle pass.
That
see,
and that's what everyone's doing now.
See, that's the thing about the battle pass is you have to pay for the ability, not the chance.
Yeah,
loot boxes chance. You have to pay for the ability.
You have to pay
to maybe play long enough to unlock things.
Exactly. The only way I would accept doing a battle pass is if we did it like Halo Season, where once you have it, you have it. Like it never goes away, and you can choose to keep on it.
That's the trade we made. You can always go back to your battle pass, but you can't go back and replay our game.
Oh boy, yeah.
Well, speaking of battle passes, we'll use that as a launch to get into Call of Duty. You guys already know this, but I want to talk about this shit some more. Battle Pass Vanguard, they have mechanics in there now.
Yep.
There's 2 new perks. and a tactical grenade.
It's literally the worst.
The incendiary grenade.
Yeah, you got equipment and perks in there now.
Like,
now it isn't the free one, but you still have to play up to level 44 to get all three of them.
Yeah.
You have to play it enough to get almost halfway through that fucking battle pass.
I was okay with weapon variants because those are just skins with all the attachments pre-put on them.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like the weapon system they're using. It is really they make a class. The only thing cool you get when buying it is it has a cool skin.
Yeah,
you could look at all of them and make those classes.
Yeah,
it just doesn't have the cool skin.
No.
And I'm fine with that.
And then you get all skins too. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Customization stuff, I'm still okay with that.
Oh,
the skins, the animations, the calling cards, that kind of shit. But the mechanics, adding 2 perks and equipment, and the equipment being like super pay to win. Like the 2 perks, they have very specific uses.
Yeah.
One protects you against snipers, one protects you against jump shotters, basically. But that equipment, the grenade that is longer and more strong than both the Molotov and the thermite. My God.
Yeah.
Shipment and DOS House are going to be
nightmares.
Sorry.
God damn.
Filled with fire, it's gonna be even worse.
Yeah. So positive game news. The Bungie 30th year anniversary. That's some shit done right.
Yeah, they got the rights to do some Halo stuff. I saw that.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They just did it.
Yeah, they didn't get any rights for it because they're not on the greatest terms with Microsoft. So all of their stuff is like hey mom, can we have Magnum? No, we've got Magnum at home. Magnum at home. Like I'm gonna send you a picture of the gun. It's called the Forerunner.
We just got it last night.
It's called the oh my God.
Yeah.
This is called the Brute. Wink wink nudge nudge.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did with all
and you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, that is just the gun.
It is.
That is just
white. It's just the white version.
Did you have to pay $20 for white?
No.
Destiny better. Oh, that's all I gotta say. Destiny better.
This is the Forerunner.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is. See?
The fact that the sights are clearly meant to link up with a fucking Spartan helmet, my God.
Oh, and by the way, when you aim with it, it does the Halo 1 scopes thing.
Oh, it's just an overlay on your screen? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Overlay with a slight zoom.
Yeah, it's like two times zoom with the circle and the and then they got the battle rifle, but it's called the battle rifle is the BR-55 battle rifle. The Destiny gun is the BXR-55 battler.
Yeah.
Oh my God, these guns.
They got a sword that's half of an energy sword called Half Trace.
I don't know. All I care about is those 90s station wagon styled.
Oh yeah, the station wagon thing. You need it.
I'm buying it just for the bike.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. I don't like the ship. I don't really like the ghost.
Ghost guy turns into a station wagon.
Yeah, I don't really like the ghost. I don't like the spaceship. But that fucking bike is... I would fuck that bike. So I'll put that... Well, as we talk, I'll put that image in here, but I'm also going to straight up, one of my dream cars is a wagon in gold with brown siding, with a wood siding like that.
Man, they made it for you.
Yeah, 1990s. It's a Buick Century wagon. I love these things.
The other cool thing is the actual Halo stuff, or Halo themed stuff. The whole anniversary side of the anniversary is free to do. You don't need to pay for any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can get that gun for free.
Yeah. The paid stuff is like the new dungeon,
some cosmetics.
And
the chance to get Gjallarhorn. You're not a rocket launcher guy, so.
Nah. Found it. Save image. God, that's so good, so fucking good. Upload a file, quick access. Just straight up. Just
yeah,
straight
no,
up.
that's the Sparrow.
And that's one of my favorite wagons. I love it. The fact that it's super square, it's styled like the 70s, but it's from the 90s. It's like this thing.
It's beautiful.
That's the car I almost bought, and then I found I was seriously talking to a person on Facebook Marketplace about this, and then the show I ended up buying came up. I was like, I'll do the RoboCop car later. I really want this wagon, and then an $800 Taurus show popped up. I was like, never mind, we're going to Idaho. Okay. So speaking of back, we're going to talk more about. Where was I? Fucking hell.
I apologize for derailing us.
Yeah, Call of Duty. We talked about the battle pass, the mechanic. Yeah. So see, that came out with season 1. And I'm going to amend my notes because season 1 came out and I typed, the game is still broken. I'm going to say the game is still broken. But
the game is more broken.
Yes, but they broke a ton of extra stuff by adding a bunch of stuff. But today, we finally got an update. They fixed 5 things?
Yay.
That were all problems when the game launched. So they're getting there. So the riot shield glitch against shotguns, where if you had a shotgun and you were firing people with a riot shield on their back, the game would think the riot shield's on their front, but only if you had a shotgun. It was weird. They fixed that.
Good.
And they fixed a bunch of other stuff that was breaking. You used to be able just to straight up run out of the new dome map.
Yes.
They fixed that immediately. They didn't fix it well. I still count it as broken. They did it the dumb way. They should have just extended that kill barrier. No, they just made it so you fall through the floor. So you fall out of the map and you die. That's their fix.
You know what? It
was
works.
like, hey, I can still do it. You get close to the beach and you just out of the floor. And yeah, they fixed a bunch of other stuff. They fixed some challenge tracking. But the big thing was that, or Riot Shield. Oh, and also on DOS House and Shipment, they fixed some spawning issues. They also did this cheap, but I'm okay with it for now, as long as they actually fix it soon. And that is, spawn trapping on that game is bad.
Yes.
Especially on Shipments and DOS House.
Yes.
So what they did was, if you go into the Ship House playlist, they took out the domination on both of them because that's where that's where it was mostly happening. They just removed those game modes.
Oh, is that all?
That's their fix.
Yeah. Well,
because with those small maps, if a team got both, the other team was stuck in that corner with their one flag. You know. So to fix it, they were just like, okay, if you get in this quick playlist of just these 2 maps, no domination on Shipment. There you go. There's our fix. Another good fix, though, and this is another good one with the Riot Shield, is on DOS House and Shipment, you had those I forget what it's called, but it's the score streak where a bunch of rockets land in one area for like a solid minute.
The mortar thing, bombing run.
Yeah. That is slightly better to see through. It no longer just turns your screen brown.
Oh, good.
You can see. No, it wasn't screen shake. It's just there was too many particle effects of dust being thrown up in the air.
Yeah, the screen shake wasn't great either. Admittedly, I get a little tired of being shell shocked by both friendly and enemy fire.
Yeah, so you can see now. It's still not great, but you can actually see. Like, it used to be the only thing you could see is up close player names and the flags.
Yeah.
Like the markers above them, like A, B, and C down the map. That's all you could see. Now you can see some of the map.
Woo.
But yeah, so that should have been fixed 3 weeks ago, but they fixed it. So you know what?
Better late than never.
Along with season 1, Ricochet anti-cheat was being hyped up. Did you hear about that? Did you hear about what was
No.
going on with this? They were like, Ricochet is going to be anti-cheat used mostly for Warzone because Warzone has some bad fucking cheating.
Yeah.
So like we're going to make a kernel level anti-cheat software.
That sounds like it can only go wrong.
Well, see, it sounds like it's actually working well. The problem is they were like, it was supposed to come out before season 1. It was supposed to come out when Vanguard launched, but they're like, we got to put it off. Season 1, definitely season 1. Season 1 came, and everyone was like, nothing's changed, and they're like, it's out if you're in Asia.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. So Ricochet is only out in the Asia Pacific area.
Great.
But it's out. Ricochet is here, people.
Hey, at least them Asian people don't have to deal with cheating.
Yeah. From what I've heard, it's doing well over there. It's actually helping.
Good.
Because a lot of the big cheating is from PC players.
Yeah, obviously.
So having a kernel level. Yeah. So, yeah, it sounds like from what I've heard, it's working over there. But they're like building it up. But it seems like they forgot to do some testing. So on launch day, they're like, we start testing in Asia on launch day of when it was supposed to come out for everyone. It's like, God damn it.
I'm not going to lie. It feels like the modern motto for games is just better late than never. Like, not even the game releasing, because they release it.
No,
but every game is released, like, unfinished now.
Yeah, and not only that, but, like, you'd think that if a game release is broken, like it used to be like even a couple years ago, games would release unfinished, but then a big day one patch would come out and fix it. Well, that's not even a thing anymore.
Even before the day one patch, though, like people used to get upset that a game was released too early.
Yes.
And nowadays, a game gets, like I know everyone always talks about like, oh, this game's been delayed like 17 years now. It's gotta be good.
But that game has a chance of being good.
It does have a chance of being good because
they keep delaying it. It was supposed to come out 2020.
Well, what I mean is like,
it was 2021.
Look at Cyberpunk. Yeah. That game was delayed for like how many years?
Well, they deleted it a couple times, so within like a year's span of like a couple months. It was announced 2013. They didn't, and then they had like a small team starting. It wasn't full on like we start development now until 2016.
No. The big thing though is like
so that game was made in like 4 years.
When a game's been developed across such an amount of time and it's been delayed a few years, you get problems like they start using different dev kits. Because they got their hands on the newer tech and started developing for that. But everyone expected them to have the game done already.
Yeah, and then it's one of those things where they expected it to be on the previous consoles, even though like once they got hands on PS4 and PS5 and Xbox Series X consoles, they're like, yeah, we can really make this game now.
Yeah.
Seemingly forgot that it had to run on previous consoles.
And like, so the thing is Final Fantasy, going back to that a little bit, they never announced Final Fantasy VII. It was originally supposed to be on the next Nintendo console. I think it was the N64. The Super Nintendo?
Yes.
It was supposed to be on the N64, and it was supposed to be stylized like the previous games. But they said, no, this isn't powerful enough. We need better.
Yeah.
Which is why they ended up doing it on PlayStation. But the thing was they didn't say shit until they had a game ready.
Yes. And I miss those days when, like, finishing the game's insight, this thing, we have a minimum viable product that is launchable. Now we can tell everyone about this fucking game.
Yeah.
It's so close to being done. We know what it's going to be on. It runs on all those things. But now it's like the day one patch does nothing.
No.
And it's still broken. And then just like we got through with Call of Duty, it's like things that should have been fixed on day one. We're 34 days into this game coming out. It's over a month old now. And we finally got like day one patch, basically. Hell yeah, the Riot Shield glitch that was there that they accidentally brought from Modern Warfare 2019.
But also,
because they used such an old version.
There's such a push to make the like pre-order seem, there's a big push on like we got to hype the game up front end. We got to make all the pre-orders we can.
Yeah.
And so you get a game that like is super. Like, the one thing they use to push the pre-orders is, like, right there, and then everything else around it is like made of cardboard.
Yeah.
And
I rarely pre-order games.
I
I did
can't
it
anymore.
twice this year. I always do Call of Duty. I know I shouldn't, but I always do. It's just it's become that thing I do. I'm sorry. But besides Call of Duty, I usually wait for it to be out. Or if it's a game I know I'm going to want to play, but it seems like it might be rarer, then I'll pre-order it. If I'm like the other one I did was Doki Doki Literature Club Plus.
Yeah.
That game was very much, it's a single run, so you might want to pre-order it if you want it physically.
Yeah.
I did. Now, it turns out a lot of people just immediately turned around and sold it again. So you're already starting to see them, unfortunately. But that's a game where even if I didn't, I wouldn't make, even knowing the outcome, I would have been like, no, it made sense you did that.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this is a single run game. There's a bunch of cool stuff in the box. And then that's it. We might release it as a normal game later on as another one, but especially on Switch games are often single runs.
Yeah.
Now, that run could be huge.
But still,
yeah.
If it's something you're going to want, then you might as well go.
Yeah. So I did it Doki Doki Literature Club Plus on Switch. And then I did Vanguard because I always do Call of Duty.
Two things.
Stuff.
Lad, you gotta dialogue yourself. I know we're kind of talking a lot.
Well,
but you just
I was looking at some other news.
You gotta insert yourself in there. I will be right back.
Some Game Awards winners.
Oh yeah, I was watching, but I never got through the pre-show.
No, I can read you off some winners right now.
Keep talking Call of Duty real quick because I'm gonna go get food and I will be back in like 2 seconds.
Okay, well, we'll get through some of this Call of Duty news because there's a lot of it, so he's not going to miss much. So let's talk about the zombies mode. Season 1, new zombies content. We thought we'd get a new map.
Mm-hmm.
We did not.
Oh.
On the current map, we got more game modes.
What do you mean more game modes?
So have you played the current zombies?
Yes.
For Vanguard?
Yes.
So it's like you get portals, and each portal is like a mini game.
Yeah.
There's new mini games. A portal could be a different type of game.
It's not great.
And that's pretty much it. That's zombies content for season 1. If you want zombies, guns, and multiplayer, there's a pack that makes guns look like they're from the zombies mode. That's the other only new thing. So, also, season 1, the new Pacific map. Day Warzone. 1. It crashed the game. Yeah, Warzone, the new Pacific map for Warzone came out. It's good looking, but it crashed everyone's game. It would not launch for about 10 minutes if you stayed up and watched that timer, because they did the Fallout 76, like, we got a timer. You gonna watch this timer? You know you are. I stayed up and watched the timer. It was fun. Because immediately it's like, yeah, new Warzone. Warzone doesn't launch.
Oof.
So it didn't launch for a little while. And it seems like it's just because a lot of people actually stayed up and watched that timer and immediately tried, and it just backed up their servers, which it's fucking Warzone. You'd think you'd know. That is, like, Warzone has pretty much surpassed Fortnite. Like, if you know someone who plays a battle royale, it's Warzone. In a lot of people's mind, Call of Duty is Warzone. You talk to someone, they're like, oh yeah, I play Call of Duty. You have to specify, oh, you play Warzone? Because that's probably what they fucking play.
Yeah.
So it surprised me that it just broke because so many people wanted to fucking play it. And also, once people started getting in, that map was not optimized. It was very choppy. You had to fuck with your settings to make it run okay.
Fortnite has going for it now is all the crossovers.
Yeah, Fortnite is getting They have The Rock now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, well, that's actually in this news. I thought it was funny. The Rock's in Fortnite.
So Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Spider-Man and The Rock. Apparently, Spider-Man's web move is actually okay. Like, it's pretty good web slinging.
Oh, I didn't even know that was in there, but okay.
Yeah, you actually are able to swing around the map, and apparently it's actually, like, surprisingly good.
Huh.
So hey, they didn't fuck up like they did with Superman, who could barely fly and was not Superman.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about the delay.
Yeah,
was
it's
really
a good
hungry.
thing you did, because we got into Fortnite for a second.
Oh no.
Talk about The Rock and Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Rock, Spider-Man, Master Chief, and John Wick.
And
Yeah.
Kratos.
And
Kratos is in there. Official official Star Wars lore.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate that. So yeah. The new Warzone map. It seems to be doing good now, but day one it was a buggy fucking mess, and it was pretty funny to watch. Now we're gonna start slowly getting into Activision news, but it's all titled Call of Duty news until about halfway through. Sledgehammer has a Trello board to see what they're working on. They have an official Trello board anyone can look at, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
But they haven't been updating it a lot. Everyone, like, the reason why we were all surprised when today we got an update is they don't, like, you know how Trello board works. There's many zones and you slowly move things, like this is what we want to work on. Then over here is like things we are going to start working on. Then the next one is like, this is what we're officially working on. This is about to be done, and this is done.
Yeah.
No, they basically use the beginning of like, this is everything we've recognized, and then as they do it, they delete it. They're not. They're using it as like an Excel sheet of like, this is everything we want to fix, and then when it's done, it just disappears that day.
Oh.
So for the past 3 weeks, nothing's moved, but about a couple things got deleted, and then we got an update. Yeah. So back to Warzone for a second. People want an FOV slider on console.
Yeah.
It was on. Yeah. And it was on a list by Raven, because Raven now basically runs that. And they took it off. So everyone was like, oh my gosh, they're doing the Sledgehammer thing. We're getting an update. It never came. They just removed it. I don't think they're going to do it anymore. They're like, we're working on it. No.
I think that's them just removing acknowledgement.
Yeah, they just removed, like, we're not working on this. We unacknowledge the fact you want this. What? I didn't see anything. Delete. So a lot of people on Twitter, it was this weird divide. Like the other ones, it's like everyone was making fun of 343, and everyone was making fun of DICE. This one, there were weirdly a lot of people going like, well, you know, Warzone and Call of Duty is a big game. So why would you think FOV is a thing? To which everyone with a brain who knows at least the last Call of Duty was like, it was in Black Ops Cold War.
It was.
We had it.
It's also on PC.
Yeah. So that's the thing. They wanted
All they
it
have
on
to do is
console.
enable it.
Yeah, they wanted it on console. It's straight up just like you straight up just let people control the camera and put like stops on either end. You just give them control of the camera focal length. That's all you're fucking do. Anyway, I hire me. I could do that for you. I could do that. I haven't seen your fucking engine. I could do it. Show me your camera. Show me what the controls are named, and I could code that myself.
When we make a game, we need 3 FOV sliders.
We're going to every single menu, like even the graphics menu, volume level. There's a FOV slider in there too. There's just an FOV slider in every menu possible,
just to ensure that you find it.
So yeah, it was a weird 50-50 split of people like, well, console players don't need FOV, to which everyone was like, it was in Cold War and it was fucking awesome actually. So Treyarch figured it out and it was awesome. So I don't know, weird. This is another older one, but I just thought I should put it in here. Bobby, the CEO of Activision, says he'll leave if he can't fix the bad culture himself. He's not going to do anything.
He's not going to leave. He's going to...
The sexual assault culture of like men just being dicks there. The Cosby room and all that. Yeah. If he can't make the place better himself, he's going to leave. He'll leave.
He better start hacking that box, because I don't think he's going to be able to make much impact.
And then it turns out, like, at first it was like Bobby was somehow like, I'm not a bad guy. I didn't know these things were happening. And then official like email leaks proved that he knew all of it. And he knew our next headline, and that is the head of Treyarch was a part of the sexual assault problem. But because he'd been there no, not Vandahar. Oh. Vandahar is safe. No, like the head of Treyarch, like not the head of like Call of Duty, the head of the company itself. Like basically Bobby's position, but for Treyarch specifically. Oh. He's a piece of shit, apparently. And he'd known for a long time, and they kept sending him to like anger management and stuff because he'd been there from World at War, I think is when he joined, and he's been there in that position since. So it's like, I mean, the man he's made some good games, right? Clearly he runs this company enough to where anytime Call of Duty has a problem, they're like, send Treyarch in there. Send them. The Treyarch is to fix everything. So, but yeah, the head of Treyarch officially got fired, finally, because that leaked. So actually, he didn't even fire the news came out and he left himself before anyone tried to reach out. He was like, "I'm quitting." It's like, okay, goodbye.
That company is collapsing.
Yeah. So now not only Activision, but now Call of Duty has been touched by this. How fuck. I gotta stop spending money on them. I got it.
Spend it on Bungie instead.
Activision and Sledgehammer fire Sledgehammer QA member who went on Twitter, made a private Twitter account, did everything they could to be like, this is not an official Activision QA account. It's just mine. I have a QA account now. Send me your glitches and I'll try to fix it myself. To which obviously every gamer who cares about Call of Duty was like, yes, and immediately fired.
They fired the one guy that cared.
Yeah. The one person's like, I want to fix this game. Fired. How dare you care? How dare you care enough to make a Twitter account? Fuck you. So, yeah, it's like, I guarantee in their contract that wasn't allowed, but it's like, no, they cared. They weren't doing it to be a dick. They wanted to fix your fucking game. God damn it. I hate them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they full on reached out like, this is in no way tied to any of the companies I work for and I'm affiliated to, but hey, if you have any glitches you know of and any things that need to be fixed in this game, send them to me and I'll put them on my list and I'll try to get them into our official list. And fired. Speaking of firing QA members, we got Raven Software. They fired a very large amount of them, like a good amount of their QA team. And those who were left got a $1 raise.
Oh.
Do you want to guess how much good QA team is very important?
$9
right?
an hour.
No, it's not that bad. Thank God. But so the fact that you fired a lot of them, it kind of sucks because good QA team members are very hard to get.
Yeah.
Getting someone with the patience to fuck around in a game, not actually playing the game how it should be, and actually are good enough to pay attention to everything they do so they could easily and as efficiently keep recreating the glitches, not just accidentally stumble into it. Those are very important, and they fired a good number of them and gave the rest of them a measly $1 raise. So now they make $18 an hour.
Oh boy, that's the same as an Indiana Walmart.
I make more than them. That's all you need to know. I make more than them working for fucking Safeway.
Yeah,
working for a store, I make more than these QA team members.
Yeah.
So that leads directly into. Remaining QA team members perform a walkout, and it's still going on, by the way. I think we're on day 3 now.
Oh, that's the walkout I heard about.
Yeah, they've walked out, and they have one simple demand. Bring back those who were fired, please, and make them full-time employees. That's all we're asking. We don't want raises. Bring them back, and that's it. Because what you did is fucked up. Because last year, they made $3 billion off of Call of Duty alone.
Yeah.
And they can't afford to pay $18 an hour to a very important part of the development process.
Yeah, of course not.
So, yeah.
Definitely not.
So, which I think that's why Warzone got kind of fucked up. because that's Raven, and there was no QA. So I think that might be why for day one, Warzone was kind of fucked because there was no QA team. What is that doing there? That's Halo news. What the fuck?
Speaking of QA.
Oh no, that's Battlefield news. I don't know why I said Halo news. That's
that
Battlefield
actually
news.
Reminds me of the one time I got to do some QA in college. I was asked.
That's what I'm good at.
I was asked to test a VR thing, and they were like, "Yeah, just check out the movement system, see if it makes you sick, the quick turn and all that. Explore the environment, push objects around." First thing I did was try to climb because they had like a cross beams on the walls.
Yeah.
I climbed up and out of the map. Because I hopped up onto one and it pushed me out of the wall, and I was able to go up them up to the top of the map and stand on top.
So was it one of those things where, because it's VR, it's hard to make you not walk through things in general? But did the cross beams have like, what am I thinking of? Could you stand on the cross beams?
Yes, they had. They all had hitboxes.
So they made a giant ladder that you could get inside of.
Kind of, yeah.
That's funny. I'm gonna. For some reason there's Battlefield news in here, so I'm gonna get that out of the way real quick. Sledgehammer, fucking Sledgehammer, DICE. It has been confirmed that DICE has a very quick turnaround on employees.
I'm not surprised.
So, like that, there's a reason why everyone's last favorite one was like Battlefield 4 and 1. I think it's like 80-something% of the people there got hired during 1.
Oh.
And upwards of 50, like, yeah. I forget the exact news, but the important one is over 50% of the current employees were hired for Battlefield 4022.
Oh.
Wow.
Or 2042.
4022.
Like 4022, that's futuristic.
I want to play that.
Yeah, 2042. I think it's 57% of current employees were hired for this game.
Gee.
Over half were hired just to make this one. Which again makes like,
that's a really high turnover.
30-something% came in at 1 and 5, and then the rest have just been there. And those are probably the original DICE guys that have to work on any game ever that are at work that run on the DICE engine.
I was gonna say,
but yeah, it's to the point where like most people who worked on 3 just aren't there, and 4, like even 4, most of the devs who worked on Battlefield 4 just aren't there.
Yeah.
So now that I got that out of the way, let's go back to Call of Duty news. I don't know why that I pasted that in Activision news. That's fucking EA news at most. Other QA teams and other dev members of other studios take part in Raven Walkout.
Oh, cool.
So it's not just Raven out there now. It's just full on other companies in the area. It's like, no, yeah, they're right. Fuck you.
It's about time people in the game industry started themselves.
And then, as well as that, on Twitter, we got Sledgehammer Senior Engineer. Pretty important, pretty high up person there. Calls out all of Activision and Raven for firing QA. So it's just full on, like, we have all these like terrible stuff happening at Activision and now slowly leaking into Call of Duty devs as well. And then this walkout happens because all of their companies are pieces of shit who just want to make as much money as possible. So the year's about to end. This quarter's about to end. They need to cut everyone out so they can make more money at the beginning of next quarter.
Of course.
Like, fuck you. So Activision's on fire. They're burning. Everything's on fire, which is why, like, if this hadn't happened, I'm pretty confident that Vanguard would actually be in a slightly better position. Vanguard is clearly being left behind, not because they don't care, but because they're firing QA. People are probably just trying to hide the fact that they were a part of this Activision bullshit. Like, Yeah, it quickly went from like Activision Blizzard has a sexual assault problem. Oh wait, no, it's mostly a Blizzard. No, it's everyone. Shit, fuck, goddamn. Everything having to do with Activision and Blizzard is on fire. Like Overwatch 2 being delayed, even like goddamn. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost to the news.
Ooh, we can finally almost get to the Game Awards.
Breakpoint gets NFTs.
Fucking. Oh,
Now,
you know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the game. Tom Clancy's. I forget the name of the series. Breakpoint.
Ghost Recon?
Ghost Recon, yeah. Is getting NFTs, which is weird because this game's like 2-3 years old now.
It is.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a part of the Ubisoft Quartz program.
It is.
Because Ubisoft is like, hey, what if we make playable NFT?
Yeah, so it's just confirmed that the first game they were going to go to is Breakpoint. But it is the Quartz program. And basically what it is it's not like images or something. It's like customization stuff, which makes no sense because that stuff can already be rare and worth money without you needing to put it on the blockchain.
Yes.
And a very simple yet old game that actually makes sense to update, despite the fact that that game's almost 10 years old fucking now, is Counter-Strike Go.
Dude, yeah, CSGO could use an update.
Yeah, Counter-Strike, it has, like, unlike Breakpoint, Counter-Strike actually has a player base still. Mm-hmm. And they proved that things can be worth real money, and you can have a bunch of rare stuff without it needing to be NFT collectible coin bullshit.
Team Fortress.
Yeah, also Team Fortress. Like, that's the problem with putting it into video games. It's like you are doing the same thing, but making it harder for you.
And also making it more work in the environment.
Yes. That's the thing, is like Quartz, they announced it's like we're doing our best to make it as environmentally friendly as possible. But it's like, or you could just not do it and make a Counter-Strike Go kind of game.
So
like I'm pretty sure no one would actually have a problem if you put a similar weapon system of like knives and stuff into like Siege.
No.
That's all you'd have to do. You'd get real money, have keys, have boxes, have rarities, and boom. Done the same thing, but it's less bad for the environment, and it's not attached to a blockchain. And also, it's not taxable.
Yeah.
Isn't Ubisoft making a CSGO game?
Maybe. Why aren't they fucking doing it?
I rescind my previous statement about updating CSGO. Don't touch it.
Got like
if they touch it, they'll ruin it.
Yeah, the only thing they've been updating is adding more stuff to the boxes and shit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
They got what is it?
But yeah, that's all they need to do. Games, plenty of games have already proven that you could have games that are things can be worth real money and be legally able to buy and sell as long as you put in the right stuff in place. And you can have an actual market around shit, and it doesn't need to be on the fucking blockchain.
Is Breakpoint on Steam?
It might be.
Because if they add NFTs to it, it'll probably get removed.
I don't think so. Ubisoft has its own launcher.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up though.
Yeah, there's Tom Clancy's X Defiant, which is their free-to-play arena shooter game.
Yeah. Anyone remember the?
It's not on here.
Which has Division.
That's gonna be on Ubisoft Play or whatever the fuck it is.
Anyone remember the Ubisoft mobile game?
I did. I looked it up again. It's gone.
It's dead. They killed it.
A year after it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a Tom Clancy's hero collector.
Oh, that one. That came out like this year.
That was last year.
Oh, it's last year? I remember seeing it. It was like
either a year or slightly less.
It was just like a weird mobile multiplayer game where every series they had's characters were in it.
Yeah. Yep. And cool. It's dead already.
It's even off the store. It's just gone.
Yeah, it's totally gone. 100%.
Wow, that's funny.
So, I had to Google it because I couldn't find it because I wanted to play it again. It was like, oh no, it's gone.
It's gone. They Call of Duty Heroes it. I missed that game. Rockstar gives original GTAs away with remaster through July. So it's not just if you went out and bought it through their launcher right now, you would still get it for free. You get them for free even if you hadn't already bought it.
Huh.
So you get 6 games for the price of 3 now.
Considering everything that's been wrong with those, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So I wouldn't spend any money on it. But if it were free, would you play it?
I'm not a big GTA person.
Okay. The sound guy.
Remaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd play it if it was free.
Okay, next news. GTA is free on PlayStation Plus this December.
The trilogy is going to be free.
Yeah, it's free. That's free on PlayStation for this month. So I'm getting it now. I'll play it now because even if it's fucked up, it's free.
Yeah,
fuck it.
free.
I'm getting 3 games for free.
Not losing anything.
Yeah, and I have the originals on PS2 where they should be played. So, but yeah, if you wanted to get the original 3 GTAs, and you also were somewhat interested in the remaster, even though it's a buggy, hilarious piece of shit, if you go through Rockstar's launcher, you will get the free originals for free, even if you buy it right now through July.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's one of those things where it's basically like, that's another thing. I think we talked about this last podcast, but it's basically one of those things where it's like, this is pretty much confirming that Rockstar had no idea what was going on with this game because it was given to another company.
Yeah.
Like if Rockstar knew, they wouldn't be giving shit away for free. But it's fallen like they didn't even know. They've been ripped off by this company. So they're like, we have to fix this shit. We have to apologize. We have to.
We got to make people not hate us.
Yeah. So that's the big hint on like Rockstar, like is even upset because they're giving away free shit, which they don't do.
No, Rockstar hates free.
Yeah, if Rockstar is like McDonald's, they only give things away for free if you did other things to spend money. Yeah, it's like that time Taco Bell tricked McDonald's into giving shit away for free. That's the one time McDonald's did it.
What happened?
This was an old one, but a long time ago when, like 5+ years now, Taco Bell started doing breakfast. And so all of their commercials were, we got just these random people to try our breakfast and it's delicious. And it's all these like farmers and shit like, this food's delicious. McDonald approved. And they're all people with the last name is McDonald.
Oh no.
To which, of course, McDonald's was like, we're suing you. And they were able to prove like, it's a last name. You're going to sue everyone with that last name to change it? What are you going to do? To which the court was like, yeah, what are you going to do, McDonald's? Fuck you. It's their last name. So the day Taco Bell released their breakfast, mysteriously, you could get a free coffee at McDonald's. You didn't even have to buy anything else. You just could go there. And apparently, a lot of people went to Taco Bell, and on the way there, they got themselves a free coffee.
Oh, man.
And that's like the one time. Usually, it's like through all like the monopoly bullshit. They have to buy a bunch of shit to do. It's like, no, one time McDonald's had to like gave a shit away for free, and that's what this is. Like they have to try to save face. It's like Rockstar got fucked, just like all of the players who bought it. Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's still Rockstar's fault because you should have been paying attention to what the other company was doing.
Yes.
But so don't be that willing. Like, even though they made other games with you, my God. Yeah. That's the end of the news I got. So I'll be getting GTA Definitive Edition on PlayStation Plus because it's free. Hell yeah. I will be playing Vice City Remastered, the bullshit edition. And I will be having fun. I might stream it.
Yeah, so let's get to Lad's Game Awards information.
Yeah, tell us about the Game Awards. The only thing
Did Last of Us 2 win everything again?
The second year in a row. So do you have the you have the winners?
I have the full list of winners.
I will bring up games announced. because that's also a thing at the Game Awards.
You want to start with Game of the Year or work your way up there?
Work our way up.
Okay. Let me scroll down a bit to the indie games. Or no, this would be the esports. So most anticipated game winner was Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that.
Yeah.
Best esports team was Natus Vincere team. Best esports game was League of Legends.
Sorry, I'm looking at. Oh my god, this is hilarious.
Okay.
What? I'm getting hyped just for this shit. Sorry.
Best esports event was 2021 League of Legends World Championship. Best esports coach. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that Asian, but it's KK Oma was the winner. Best esports athlete Alexander Simple Kostylev. Content creator of the year. I don't know how this did the award, but it was Dream. I wonder if they got on stage with the mask on.
I don't know, but I voted for Dream when I voted because that was the only person I knew.
Again, yeah, that's the only name I recognize.
Yeah, I saw a funny tweet by other YouTubers of the Patrick at his rock yelling, "Who are you?" with all the eyes. But the image was all the YouTubers on there.
The nominations were Fussly, Gowls,
Who?
Ebi, and the Griffeg.
I don't know.
At least last year, I knew Tim the Tat Man.
Yeah,
I recognize like two of them.
Am I
this year was
so
Dream.
out of touch?
I have the Dream is the only one I know.
No, it's the kids who are wrong.
We got best multiplayer game was It Takes Two.
Oh, I've heard good things about it.
Best sim/strategy game is Age of Empires 4.
That makes sense.
Best sports/racing game is Forza Horizon 5. Hot Wheels got nominated, did not win.
Damn.
Best family game, It Takes Two. 1. Best fighting game, Guilty Gear Strive.
Okay.
Best RPG, Tales of Arise. Beat Cyberpunk, Monster Hunter, and Shin Megami Tensei 5. Best action/adventure game, Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Winner. Best action game, Returnal. Beat Far Cry 6, Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, and Deathloop.
I'm actually not surprised by that one.
Innovation in accessibility was Forza Horizon 5.
I could see that. Yeah.
Best VR AR game, Resident Evil 4.
Really? On Oculus? Oh, okay, whatever.
Yep. Well, I think it's on PC too. I could be wrong.
No,
it's
Oculus exclusive.
It's Oculus. I think it's Oculus Quest exclusive.
Yeah, it's Quest exclusive.
Oh.
My Rift can't get it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that's weird. Facebook bought that. Fuck you, Meta. No, fuck you, Facebook. I'm not even gonna use your new company name. Fuck you, Facebook. Fuck you, Muck. Fuck you, Muck.
Muckerberg.
Fuck Muckerberg.
That way they don't sue us for defamation.
Best community support, Final Fantasy 14 Online.
You damn right.
I'm surprised Destiny got nominated for this, but Destiny 2 got nominated. Best mobile game is Genshin Impact. Not a big surprise.
No, actually, you pronounced it wrong. It's Genshin Impact.
No, don't.
No, they said that on stage. I saw this.
I will give you if you keep
the lady on stage said Genshin Impact. Okay, I saw this on Twitter. It's
Chinese, I think, so I don't know.
And no, I'm pretty sure the company's announced it's Genshin. She pronounced it Genshin, announcing the winner. I did see this on Twitter. Before we started, it was pretty funny. It's the winner, Genshin Impact. And immediately all of Twitter was like, what the fuck? trending. I had to click it because I saw trending was Genshin Impact spelled with the J. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was trending because people were making fun of her.
Best debut indie game is Kena Bridge of Spirits.
I wanted 12 minutes to win.
You wanted to? No.
12 minutes.
That was nominated for best indie game, but that didn't win. Best indie game was also Kena Bridge of Spirits. Best ongoing game, I was with Gek when this was announced. Final Fantasy XIV Online.
Damn right.
Beat Warzone, Fortnite, and Apex Legends.
It doesn't have much competition.
Games for Impact, Life is Strange, True Colors, winner. Best performance, Maggie Robertson, Resident Evil Village. That was Lady Dimitrescu, just so you know. Best performance.
Surprise me.
Best audio design, Forza Horizon 5.
Okay.
Best score / music is Nier Replicant was the winner. Best art direction, Deathloop.
I could see that.
Best narrative,
movie style.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Best game direction, Deathloop. And we're at Game of the Year now, so I'll name them all, and you can guess who won game.
Okay.
So the nominations are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Cast your votes now.
It's going to be Resident Evil.
I was going to say Resident Evil.
You're both wrong.
Shit.
Psychonauts?
Not Psychonauts.
Really? I know a lot of people really have about that.
Both Psychonauts and I don't really care for Resident Evil, but I know a lot of people liked it. Personally, I thought Psychonauts would win. I think that's my favorite out of the list.
Psychonauts is cool.
The winner was It Takes Two.
No, really? That's not its name. Mm-hmm. I forgot to add that to my news. We got more news. That company's got sued because of its game name.
Yeah, I heard.
Two.
It Takes Two?
They're getting sued
by Take-Two because those are the same things.
That's stupid.
I agree. And immediately the smaller companies like, we can't afford to battle you, even though that's bullshit. So they're gonna have to change the name to something. They can't. That's the thing. This is such a small company, and Take-Two is fucking GTA.
Mm-hmm.
So just the threat of suing, they're like, we can't afford to actually fight you. So you win. That's it. Doesn't even matter if it's legally right. They just win.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I agree. So who knows what the name's going to be called? But a game that was nominated or that won a Game of the Year award doesn't even have a name technically.
Man,
so yeah, there's a lot of
entertainment
games.
is just mean.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go through the list. A lot of this has already been announced, but we can just kind of skip over things that have been. So the very first thing was called Tunic. I saw this one, your little fox battling things. It looks adorable, but not really my kind of game.
Wait, what?
Risk of Rain 2 was there. What?
What about a fox battling things?
It's a game called Tunic. It is an isometric, like, little battler where you just fight things, but you're a little fox.
I'm gonna look that up.
What did I think was gonna come up when I looked up Tunic? God damn it. Just a bunch of men in tunics. You know what? I'll take the extra little time each time, and I'll just send an image of like the game so we know what the fuck we're talking about.
On Steam.
Oh, Tunic?
Oh,
yeah.
This is adorable.
Yeah, not my kind of game, but this is one that I did see. It's pretty fucking adorable.
Oh. Well,
yeah.
I know what I'm buying eventually.
Yep. I think it's on Steam and it's an I think it's an Xbox exclusive.
Alpha, and it is on Steam.
Yeah, I know it's Xbox console exclusive, but also PC, which means it's probably, chances are, good chance, probably going to be in Game Pass.
Oh, he's like a little Link.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah. Pretty adorable.
Oh,
when I saw it, I was like, this game looks adorable. Not really my type of game, but I might give it a shot just because it's fun. But yeah, his tiny little polygon shield. I love that. That's adorable. Okay. Next up is Risk of Rain 2.
What about it?
It's Risk of Rain 2. We just got another trailer, apparently. What the fuck is Tribes? Oh, Tribes of Midgard. This game looks kind of shit.
I love Risk of Rain 2.
But the game's already out. Why is...
I believe they're doing another big update.
Oh, okay.
With like new game modes and shit.
So maybe. Tribes of Midgard is a survival game that looks pretty fucking shit, and it tried to be funny.
What's that other game everyone's crazy about? PC was kind of... What was it called? Valheim. It's trying to be like Valheim.
Let me look up what's Valheim. Valheim. Let me look. Oh shit.
The Tribes of
Valheim is image.
It's like a Viking survival.
Yeah, it's a Viking survival game in like I know it's not, but I kind of get the feeling of like when I see low poly shell shading, I'm like, this is Fortnite graphics.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of games with survival elements, New World. That game's
what about it?
Fucking dead.
Oh.
It's got whole servers that have 5 people in it.
Okay.
It was supposed to be hardcore PvP, but then it wasn't because they realized not everyone wanted like hardcore PvP elements for their MMO with stuff. If you got murdered and you could get murdered anywhere, your stuff, they just took your stuff.
Huh.
And they decided people didn't like that, so they quickly rushed out PvE elements, and those feel cobbled together and terrible. So nobody likes those, and it's got a player-driven economy that was just ruined by item duping.
Hell yeah.
So
Tribes of Midgard just looks like Viking Breath of the...
Which one?
Tribes of Midgard.
Yeah, it's a weird looking survival game. It's again, I couldn't watch a lot, but that's one I saw. It tried to be funny, it wasn't. It looks shit. So that's official review. 0 out of 10. Looks shit, not funny. Next is Godfall Challenger Edition. Fucking King of Fighters 15, 10V, XV. I think that's 15. Is getting a second beta test apparently. Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Hold up. I'm Googling that. Paste. Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. It's going to come up with the SN. Yep. New.
I'm kind of impressed that they're doing a new one.
Wait. Are you going to get to this or not?
Maybe. Does it start with Amogus?
Well, that too, but
that's the one that I saw. I was like, oh hell yeah.
No, I see Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's on here too. That's the one that I interrupted you the first time. I saw I'll just skip to it. Star Wars Eclipse, made by Quantic Dream.
What?
Yes. What the fuck?
What?
Dude, I don't want that team to touch Star Wars.
Quantic Dream. Let me look.
That might actually be good though.
It's Detroit becoming a company. But with Star Wars.
The Origami Killer one.
Quantic Dream is just the alternate timeline version of.
Why are you giving Star Wars to David Cage?
Who is it? The people that made all the. Fuck, what's that zombie?
Why you
The
do
Walking
that?
Dead games.
By Telltale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, well, at least Quantic Dream, your choices actually matter.
I was gonna say Quantic Dream is just the alternate reality.
Quantic Dream is going to make a weird game out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it. What does it look like? Copy.
They're already describing it as dramatic, so that's a good
Star Wars Eclipse. Yeah, it's going to be a very it won't be maybe super linear, but it's going to be heavily story driven. Will there even be a fight? They're not known for combat, Quantic Dream.
No, they're not.
If it's going to be quick time at most if they do that. That's funny. Yeah, that's the one that when he was reading the things, I was like, oh, wait, excuse me, and I had to shut up because I saw Star Wars Quantic Dream. That's the one that got me. What the fuck?
I don't understand it.
Me neither. Homeworld 3, don't give a shit.
I don't even know what Homeworld 3 is.
I didn't know what Homeworld 1 or 2 was. Apparently, it's like the first game in the series in like 15 years or so. I only know that because this was already previously announced at the PlayStation event or the Xbox event.
Okay.
Who? Let me see. It was another event. It was during the Gearbox one, their shitty Gearbox thing that happened like a long time ago when they revealed the movie.
Movie?
You don't know about the fucking yeah, you do. The movie.
Remind me.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, Roland.
Yeah. So Homeworld 3 is a game by them. Apparently there was 2 others. And during that thing, like a trailer or 2 would play, and then a Homeworld 3 thing would come up where it's just a developer saying like, it's been 15 years. We finally thought, you know what? Now's the time. And then it was a back screen Homeworld in works, and they played it like 10 times to fill up space. I don't give a shit anymore. You showed me the title, but 10 times, don't give a shit. I don't even know what it is, and I never will. Fuck you. Yeah, literally everyone the whole time, every time it would start, it'd be the same developer in the same fucking chat. Everyone in the chat would be like, oh my God, why? So, yeah. Telltale is back. They make a new game. It's called The Expanse. They're making a game for The Expanse.
Wait, how did Telltale Games revive?
Well, it's probably because it's The Expanse, which I believe is Netflix. So they got Netflix money, probably, if I had to guess. Yeah. Babylon's Fall. I personally don't care about that game. I
don't know anything about it.
It's a Square Enix RPG. That's all you gotta know. Oh. But it's not Final Fantasy, so it's
I was
already
gonna say, it's not Final Fantasy, so they're
it's got a cool art style, I guess, but I'm not big into RPGs in general, so fucking I don't even know how to pronounce this. Chivalry. Chivalry. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Chivalry.
Chivalry 2. House Adderfen. It's a game. That's it. I don't know. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So if you like Monster Hunter, there you go. Thirsty Suitors? I'm afraid to Google that. Make sure to copy the developer name too, so I get what I'm fucking looking for. Because I don't know what Thirsty Suitors is gonna bring. Thirsty Suitors. This is what the none of these screenshots match each other. One looks like it's a skateboarding game, but the other one is someone in the kitchen with a knife about to hit someone. This one, someone's stirring a pot of food. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Thirsty Studios.
I don't know, but I think we should start wrapping up.
No. Evil West. I don't know what that is. Have a Nice Death. I'm just gonna start going through things until things are.
No, we
fun.
need to, because
No.
we're running out of time, and the guy who's got to leave first is the guy who's got to tell us what game we're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, I'll start rushing through things. Persona 4, Alan Wake 2. Yeah, Wonder Woman's getting a game.
I saw.
Great.
Slitherhead, I saw this. It's Silent Hill creators making a new game. PUBG Battlegrounds is going free to play. Warhammer Vermintide DLC. Suicide Squad game again. Forspoken. Warhammer Space Marines 2. Didn't that game fail like immediately the first one? Dune Spice Wars. Fall Guys. Saints Row Self-Made. Genshin Impact character. Rocket League is making a mobile game. Fortnite Chapter 3. Halo Infinite, we already know that one. The TV series apparently got a little trailer. Matrix is getting a VR thing. And last but not least, Among Us VR. That is all.
Among Us VR?
Official VR Among Us. Hell yeah, here we go. Can't wait. Among Us VR. Please don't tell me it's specific on a thing.
Please be an Xbox exclusive. Or a PlayStation exclusive. Be a console exclusive so you have to get one of the VRs.
It doesn't look like it's
Oculus Rift exclusive.
Damn! Fuck!
Is it a Rift exclusive?
I don't know. I hope it's not. I thought you said it. When you said that, I thought it was.
Yes. I'm declaring it now.
Exclusive. I hope not. I'm going to watch the trailer. It's 27 seconds. I'm going to skip to the end.
Watch the Star Wars.
No, it's not. PlayStation VR, MetaQuest 2, and Steam. We're good.
They're calling it the MetaQuest?
Yeah, to try to get you to not think of Facebook. It's the MetaQuest now. So if there's a third one, it's going to be called MetaQuest 3.
Why not Oculus? It had a name. The company had a name.
Because everything is under one company so they can make the metaverse. Duh.
Fuck the metaverse.
It's the Facebook. I'm going to call it the Facebook Quest just to be a dick. You can't hide from me. You're Facebook. Everything you own is Facebook. The Facebook Quest 3. That's going to be announced.
Facebook Quest.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm fuck Meta. It's Facebook.
Yeah, it's dumb. They're dumb.
Yeah. So
you can hide your name, but you can't hide from me.
Yeah. Okay. The last portion of this, I got no question because we're running a little short on time. What game we playing?
So after thinking long and hard, I narrowed it down to 2 games.
Okay.
And then I did some more thinking, and I narrowed it down to 1 game. And that game will be Infamous Second.
I've been purposely trying to find you win. You win. I'll play it.
I picked it between the 2 because there would be no other way you hate it. You think you hate it. And I wanted to play it.
Okay, I'll play it. Yep, you win. That is a way to get me to play it on my podcast where I have to play whatever fucking game you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we'll play that next week. I get to tell you what game we're going to be playing.
I'm excited.
I also have it narrowed down to 2 or 3 already. So
I already know what my next one.
Yeah. If I don't do one, then I know the next one. Yeah.
That was my thinking.
I'm thinking 1 so we can get another guest on.
I was going to say,
with one of them I could bring a guest.
My significant other is waiting to guest star because, boy howdy, does he have a game he wants us to play.
I think I know which one, and...
What game do you think?
You do.
I can't say anything because we already talked, and that's one that I'm thinking of saying so I can bring him on.
Ah.
So yes.
Okay.
So that's the thing. We already talked because it's guests guests can't recommend games
No.
because they won't be here the next time.
Yes.
So if I have future guests, my plan is to ask them if they have a specific game they want to play.
I was gonna say, because I'm in communication with them 24/7, I will use my turn to do the game that they recommend if that's the case with him.
Yeah, the game he's thinking of is one that I've never played and I want to. And I actually already purchased it. I found it on Vita.
Now I'm really curious.
So
quick, look up PS Vita games.
Oh, maybe it's not. I'm gonna shut up. So, Infamous Second Son. Okay, I'll spray paint some things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Be sure to pick either the good or the bad.
Pick the good route. Be good.
I do good the first. I always do good the first time, and then go back and do bad.
The game is not satisfying at all on the evil way.
I've already done good, so I'm gonna do bad this time.
I find Infamous 2 that way. The good ending is like an actual gut-punching emotional ending, and the bad one is just straight up like, oh no, this makes sense, right? It's like, no.
That end of this game, without spoiling anything, negates the entire purpose for why you set out in the first place.
That's the problem with 2.
Yeah. They did it again.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a bad guy would do.
Yeah, but that's not
but it's like the beginning of 2 is the thing that you want to kill destroys everything you know. So the end of it being I'm teaming up is like, what the fuck? The whole reason you left was because of this thing.
We actually play the game, and then you can bring up the other games and we'll compare them. That's a good idea. Next week. Okay.
I love Infamous, especially the second one.
Hopefully you'll love this one.
I doubt it. No, I'm sure I will. I've only been not playing it out of my own unwillingness to change.
I know.
Give me Cole McGrath. I don't want anyone else.
No, but
I don't care how they explain it. Cole, I want my bald hero back.
No, this guy's all right.
He's all right.
He brings a little more energy to the role because, like, Cole gets kind of cynical by,
I think he might be Troy Baker too.
Cole gets cynical because everyone he trusts always ends up turning on him.
I know. So they had to get someone who hasn't been betrayed a million times before.
No, they had to get someone else because the end of Infamous 2 is he fucking dies.
I know.
Which is why I was like, oh, if they do another Infamous, it'd be cool, but how do they do that? And they're like, not only are we going to do another Infamous, but we're not even going to bother explaining how this happens.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sure they explained it in game, but it's like the end of Infamous, a gut-punching thing where there's no more people with powers. A couple years later, we got another game in Infamous where people have powers. Okay.
It's Troy Baker. That's right.
Of course it is.
I'm
pretty sure.
Troy Baker.
Do I own Infamous Second Son?
If you don't, it's free. PlayStation.
You got it through PlayStation Plus when it was free once.
Yeah, but then my accounts got fucked, remember? It might be locked. I've gotten most games unlocked because I've ended up just buying them again because I like them enough. But that game might
you might have to buy this one.
But I would buy it because that game is on PlayStation's Greatest Hits. I can find it new for $20.
It's 2014, so it's 7 years old this year.
Yeah, it's on PlayStation's Greatest Hits. I can get it in the red case for $20 brand new at any store I go to. So
yeah.
Okay, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Where will we find you? Tell us where to find each other.
You go first.
What?
The Gaming Dusty on literally everything ever. There you go.
I've changed my thing so many.
just name one or two, and I'll put them in the description as well.
My YouTube channel is Fancy Light Gaming. Twitter is. Should I change it to?
No, sounds like CJ or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok. This is that.
What do you want to be called on this podcast?
Work in progress. I have no idea.
Work in progress. What else do you have?
Hi, work in progress.
I fucked up my Minecraft names. It's such a dad joke. I'm sorry. Where's my kid? I'm ready.
Yeah, you don't actually. That's how kids are born. You don't have sex. It's just when you develop dad jokes, you are given a child.
Just a child shows up. I'll be expecting my child and the baby in the next couple business days.
Takes up to 9 months.
But yeah, I fucked up my Minecraft names. So one of my Minecraft accounts is called To Name Later because you can only change your name once a month.
Yep.
So I'm not going to tell you what name I'm trying to get because I want it. It's mine. It's mine.
Okay,
so,
it's yours. You take it. I got mine, man.
Yeah. It's because I have 2 Minecraft accounts now. And but once when I in the middle of doing that, Minecraft was like, it's official. Merge your Mojang accounts into Microsoft accounts.
Oh, I still gotta do that.
Then I signed each one in. I merged each one into the wrong accounts. So they're technically backwards.
So you have to name flip them.
Yeah, I have to name flip them, and that's what happened. I got one of them, but the other one is out there in the wild, and it's like, no. I don't think anyone wants it because it's an older name.
Ending.
Yeah, we are. You can find me at Wolfric on Twitter, and
nowhere else.
Night Pyrex on Twitch.
Okay.
Twitch.tv/Night Pyrex.
Yes, I have a Twitch channel. It's also the same.
So do I. The Gaming Dusty. Yeah, I bet you never guessed that. I have a TikTok. I don't use it. The Gaming Dusty. Follow it if you fucking want. I might post on it if I find something stupid.
I might. AIDS.
Oh. You have AIDS?
I have a TikTok.
No. I was like, why are you bringing that up?
That's a rough time to.
Yeah, just at the end of the podcast, I have AIDS. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. See you next week. We're just gonna
see y'all later.
Bye.